So today is Monday, and Devin and I are out and about because he had to drop his car off, and we're hanging out today while we wait. So it's a hangout day. Devin took me to this really cool coffee shop called Kamaria, and it's a Yemeni coffee shop. It's really, really pretty in here. I got it like a shaken espresso, a little extra brown sugar pumps.
Turkish coffee for me.
Turkish coffee for Devie, a raspberry pizza for me, and you got a honey cake, right? Or a
Honeycomb.
A honeycomb. It looks really good.
Would you like to go ahead and try it?
Yeah. Are you gonna try some of mine?
No.
What?
Yeah. It's a little drippy.
Oh, you're feeding it? That's really good. It's almost like a cheese pastry, but just not like overly sweet. Like, you know, like how a cheese pastry is at like Panera, and it's like overly sweet. That's like very subtle. The honey is what sweetens it, and it tastes really good.
Yeah, that's actually amazing.
Devie always orders cool stuff. I need to ask for like a freaking ice cube or something. It's the best I can do.
Pretty good.
That's really good. I think I might like to get baklava before we leave down. I love baklava. Like pistachio. So we might be getting that to go. What do you think?
I can't.
It's still too hot. Let me taste one, yeah. Do you want to taste my coffee?
Yeah.
You'll like it. It's not too sweet.
Very cinnamony.
Yeah. All right, well, I'm gonna finish eating this and then we'll report back. After this, we're going to 2nd and Charles. So nice. And then Devin's gonna get his hair cut. And then maybe we'll stop for lunch. So many fun things to eat in Richmond. And yeah, very exciting to keep you guys with us. Hello again. Guess where we are? 2nd and Charles. Oh, I put the fans up. So we're at 2nd and Charles. Devie is treating me all day today, so it's very exciting. Is there a limit for how many things I can get?
Does it matter if I tell you there's a limit?
No, but sometimes I like to know.
I said 2 book limit yesterday. We walked out with 5.
That was yesterday? Wow. Life is crazy. Yeah, Devin was such a sweet little baby. Maybe I won't go too crazy, but if like something really catches my eye, I'll just buy it myself because like I don't want to put them out. We might be going to Red Lobster for lunch. Oh my God, I'm so excited. So that's what we're doing. I'm really happy. I'm excited to be with my baby. Are you happy, my baby?
Very happy.
You like your Turkish coffee?
It's delicious.
What's your favorite thing about it? Like, is it the
flavor?
Bxtch? Yeah. That's pretty obvious. I was hoping for like a...
It's a spiced coffee, so it's not your typical like, oh, we're just gonna add some cream and sugar and some ridiculous sweetener. It's actually like cardamom, something like nutmeg or something else. It's really good.
You're such a sweet baby. All right, well, see you guys in there. Ooh. Yeah, I think I showed you. Oh, how much is it?
Great question.
It should be a sticker somewhere, or it's on the box itself.
Different skin. Little acrylics.
We're boarding live from Devin's car. Okay, so Devie got his car finished a little bit earlier, so now I'm in his car instead of him being in my car. We did really well at 2nd and Charles. Didn't go too crazy, which would you agree?
Correct.
Yeah. Bitch. I saw that little face, you little cutie pie. So, what did we do after that? Devin went to get his hair cut. No, not yet. We gotta show him. We'll show the vet. We got the haircut. Then we came to the mall, Short Pump Town Center. And it's like a huge outdoor mall. It's like the biggest mall in like the Richmond area. Not bad, but it is hot outside. And then we went to Miniso, which was the whole point. Boom. Devie found this really cool thing. Okay, show it now. It's a little chopper. And we're gonna match. What are you gonna put it on?
It's got like a little chain in the kit, so I guess you can kind of do whatever you want.
Yeah, so I guess you would have it like this on your bag.
I could put it on my room mirror.
Oh yeah, you're right. Nice. I'll put mine on mine first. And then
You want to open yours?
yeah, and then we got mystery boxes. I got this one, and then Devin got a free run one. So tell them what you want first.
I want Stark right here.
Okay. I actually really don't care what I get from this series. They're all really, really cute. I wish there was a Karopi one, but maybe the secret is Karopi. If I had to choose which one I want the most, it would probably be Pom Pom Purin, or I like My Melody, and then Cinnamon Roll are very cute too. So
I'd be happy with Fern as well.
Okay.
I just like because their eyes are like the sleepy like.
yeah. Do you want me to do first?
You go first.
Okay. Also, Devin treated me to all of this stuff, which was really, really kind. Thank you, Devie. Can we turn the fan down a little bit? Sorry. I'm sure they heard us, but it is kind of loud. Okay. Is it facing the camera?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I did say I would want... Did I say My Melody? Either way. She's very cute. She's pink. You know, I'm going to be satisfied with
Melody?
that. Yeah.
Your favorite character from Hunter x Hunter as well.
Shut the fuck up. No, if I would have got Pom Pom Purin, I would have been happy for sure. And Cinnamon Roll. So these three,
That
and then
looks so derpy.
yeah, that's Hongyeodon, I think.
Hongyeodon?
Yeah, that's the one. Like I said, that Jenny likes.
Yeah.
And I like. Oh, Kimsey likes this one. Pochaco. Yeah. Okay. And
Alright, we'll see what we got here.
dang, I might as well put. Should I put my melody together? Okay, let's go.
Yeah! Yay!
Yay! It's so cute. Oh, that's cool. This was your second choice, right?
Yeah. That was my second choice.
Well, you know, with that, we can go to the one close to home, so they'll most likely have this one.
It's so soft too.
Yeah. Where do you think you'll put that?
I don't know. I've got a few of these like little anime plushies now. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with it.
I wonder if there would be a way to, if you wanted to do stuff like that.
I don't want the sun to ruin it.
Yeah.
I feel like that'd be easy to start to fade.
Yeah. Especially this kind of, if she was all
Well, I want to
plushy.
have in my room, I want to have separated like prints for an anime, a couple of figures, and then some little tchotchkes. So I need to like really figure out what to do with mine.
Yeah. Oh, so are you saying that you want it to be like, kind of like how I have one thing that's all Naruto?
I think right now everything I have is very cluttered and cramped. It's just trying to make room.
Yeah.
And I'd rather have like a more curated look.
I think they'll look good, my baby. I believe in you.
Thanks, Mom.
So cute. Yes. Can you put these in your bag too? And then right now, I have no idea what we're gonna do.
Are you hungry?
I could eat.
I want something cold. If only there was one of those places like we went to at the beach with your sister. Or I got the slushy drink.
Slushy drink.
Yeah. They had the cats all over the walls.
Oh yeah, that was really nice. That was cool. I think there is something like that. I'm gonna look it up. I think it's actually by Publix. Yeah, I'll look it up. All right, well, we'll see you guys in a second. Don't know what we're doing yet, but you'll see us again. We'll do it.
Are you still filming?
Yes. Welcome back, everybody. Okay, so we're back at the house. It's like 4 o'clock, I think, and it got a little hectic, so sorry. I ended up having to be on like a training call that I thought was only gonna be 30 minutes, but actually ended up being 2 hours, so that was a nightmare coming home. But we went to Red Lobster, and that was good. We shared the seafood boil. It was okay. I think to share it wasn't bad, but like I prefer going to a place that's like known for like a seafood boil, and it can be spicy. We chose like original, not spicy, just in case, and then I was like, this isn't that spicy at all. So then what did we do? I got some on the side, and it was like, it was spicy, but it was more smoky. Not for me, but not bad. Not bad for like $44 to share between 2 people. Like, we actually were full, so nice little experience. Chaotic, hectic fucking time up in Richmond. Dude, the fucking traffic is ridiculous. Where Short Pump is, it's stupid. I hate it, but that's neither here nor there. We're here to talk about the books I read. So just as a little like boop to let you guys know, I'm scrapping everything from the last 2 weeks. I'm sorry. You know, I got really in my head about the fact that I missed giving you guys clips of me setting the desk up, but that ends up making the video really long. And then I don't know what happened to me last week. I was just all over the place with like talking to you guys about books. So I'm just going to recap what I've read, and if I want to talk about anything in particular, like I will give you detail about it. But I'm sorry. Like when I loaded all the clips to my computer, there's so many, and then I was accidentally like double sending them, like airdropping them, so I have duplicates, and I'm like, this already looks like it's going to be super long, and with all the stuff like I have to do for work, I don't really want to sit there and go through that. So I'm sorry, but it's okay because we're gonna get it right today. Yes. So okay, I think I had reread the first volume last week. I just no, I didn't read this. So I just read volume 2. So like I'm finally now getting into the series of My Noisy Roommate, The Roof Over My Head Comes with Monsters and a Hottie. This was really good. I actually really enjoyed this. I'm excited to keep this going. This is like super slow in terms of like a romance building between our 2 main characters. And that's okay. That's okay because I'm gonna like it when it really starts to heat up. Which, to be fair, I think it's getting a little hotter. You know, we got a little fire in ourselves a little bit with this one. We did get introduced to 2 other people who are a part of this like ghost exorcism job that our main character was kind of propositioned to be a part of this company. And they're really interesting. They have a romantic dynamic that these 2 don't. And he's kind of lectured by one of the other people who is like him. So like he's the one who can do the exorcising of the ghost, but he's the one who the ghosts are attracted to. So that was the dynamic with them, except like the hair color is different. So like he's the one who the ghosts are attracted to, but the one who has the least amount of power in the situation to like help move the spirits along. So then like the other guy, he's blonde. Really interesting. I like that. Oh, it's them, my bad. So it's these 2. Really, really cute. I like their dynamic. I thought this was fun. So I can't wait to start volume 3. I read volume 2 of Haberdashery Ginmokusai or Mokusei. Really good. I would definitely recommend this for a mamita title. I would say it was pretty tame, and I don't mind that. Now, Want to Be My Dress Up Lover? Yes, that's one of my favorite titles about mamita. Very, very raunchy, very freaky. I love the main characters, but like if it had been longer and it could have been like this a little bit more, which it's hard to make that dynamic as wholesome as this is, considering, but I thought that this was a good second volume. I'm pretty sure it's just 2, if I remember correctly. Even if there was another one, it would be really cute, but I liked the dynamic between our 2 main characters in this. I liked how this ended and the relationship that they have, but also like some other people who kind of got in the mix. We learned a little bit more about, what was his name again? Theo. Why he left the restaurant. I thought that story was really interesting. And then Ubuki, what happened with his ex-lover was really interesting. I thought that was cute. Okay, that's right. Okay, so I read 2, 3, and 4 of Be My Worst Nightmare. This is the thing that I'm like frustrated I'm not gonna be able to show you guys because I really was detail, but maybe it's for the best. This was really cute. So the first volume followed these 2 characters more, and these are our 2 main characters. And so did volume 2, but then like you kind of got more of the introduction of this first main character. This is his brother. So you see him in the first 2 volumes. And one thing I had mentioned when I was reading volumes 1 and a little bit of volume 2 is that like I really want to see the dynamic with this older brother because it seems really interesting, like why they have such a strained relationship. I found this character, I didn't like him very much. He is like 1 year older than this character. They're still in high school, but he's 18. So I was a little frustrated about the dynamic here when I thought he was going to be like 17 or 16. Luckily he's not, but still like, whatever. But you know, the whole point of this is somehow, some way, someone's getting astral projected into a damn plushie, and then that person who's in the plushie is getting like rubbed up on by the person who owns the plushie because that person really likes them. I don't know how those types of things work, but that's what's going on. I will say that of the 2 couples, this one's actually the most interesting, I think. This one was fun, and they annoyed me the least. He annoyed me the most, but when you look at the background, and even the older brother, you kind of see why it can be a little bit more interesting. So, what was his name again? Haruto. Haruto's the older brother. Yes. And then Asahina. So this is Asahina. So Asahina, he's graduating this year, and he has never really been in a relationship with anyone. He is really quiet and reserved, very much about his studies, trying to get in a particular university. The dynamic with his family is that like it seems like everybody just kind of leaves him alone, doesn't seem to be really interested, and that he feels this pressure to be following in the footsteps of his older siblings, and it seems like there's a huge age gap between the kids. So he feels all this pressure that he's kind of putting on himself to be just like them, but then like feeling frustrated that his parents maybe don't care as much about him, but he still wants to impress them. But what he does outside his skill is he hooks up with older men. Now, luckily he's not having sex with them, but like he's still having sex. Like he's getting rubbed on, touched on, sucked on and stuff, sucking on people. And this is how he like convinces himself that, you know, this kind of attention is what I want. But it's not really what he wants. He would obviously prefer to be in like a committed relationship where someone really cares for him. And then that's where Haruto, get people's pictures up for you. That's where Haruto comes in. Now we know he has a somewhat similar dynamic, whereas his parents, even though he's the older brother, his parents seem to be very like standoffish with him and like care more about his younger brother. And even though he is like really smart, he does really well, for some reason like his parents are just annoying. I don't know why. I don't know why parents are like this in these damn things, but it's annoying. So when these two, when their lives intertwine, you know, he becomes a little obsessed with him. He wants to protect him, and the dynamic is like this guy's been groomed like by older people, and he wants to stop that from happening. And even though he is starting to develop feelings for him, he's like, oh shit, like I gotta still be mindful of this. So I like that dynamic, and I just find that, again, even though he's annoying to me, I think that he's a layered character that like I would want to explore more. But we're moving on to a whole new set of couples at this point at the end of this. So I don't know when volume 5 comes out, but I will be interested when it does, quite frankly. Okay, Taemon's B-side, volume 8. This is really cool because we learned a little bit more about Rentaro, this guy who wanted to quit the band face at the end of last volume, so volume 7. And that will be interesting. I don't know if that's going to happen. The dynamic with his sister pisses me off. I don't like the sister. I don't get what the fucking issue is, but Lord have mercy. Still really cute. I really want to get back into the anime. I stopped. I didn't even get to the first episode. Dash on me, that's my bad. But I want to continue on because I do think it looks really good, like to watch the anime. I think the anime looks good. Okay. This clearly was a reread for me. I need to go back and look. I'm pretty sure I did read this last year, but in my attempt to get my score better on NetGalley, I realized that there's some things that I got approved for, but that got archived, so I never ended up reviewing it on the website, and Shout Loud My Heart was one of them. I was reading this and I was like, I definitely feel like I've read this before, but it also seems like something else I've read. And I mean, no offense, but a lot of these, like, the dynamic's pretty similar. Like, if you've read one, like, battling bands, you know, story, I feel like you've kind of read them all. I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean, like, they follow the same formula, right? This was really cute. I really liked this. Again, for the second time. I almost wish that this would have been longer, like a choking on love situation, but still really good. Uncensored though, Lord. Be mindful of it, be mindful of it. How to Deal When Your Intimidating Neighbor is actually in Omega Volume 2. Very good. There will be another volume, so I'm really excited about that. I thought there was only going to be 2, so this is really interesting. This one's cute. So it's really interesting about the dynamic with him. Obviously, he's the Omega. And then okay, that's right. The idiosyncratic alpha, which is his partner. So the thing about the idiosyncratic alphas is that they can technically smell people's pheromones, but not really. So they are kind of like the most safe alpha to be around if you are an Omega. And most Omegas want to be with somebody like him because he is not going to like pounce on you, presumably. Clearly, like, the trope we're getting into here is fated mates with these 2 main characters, but like people's ruts are getting crazy, people's heats are getting crazy. Our main character, what's the Omega's name? Ryunosuke. He has really, really bad heats, and a doctor's like, you know, and I mean, that's kind of how it works in a lot of these stories where it's like, if you get bitten on the nape of the neck, it usually tends to like calm everything down. So that's like where the story is going. Will they take that leap and make that commitment? Because it is a commitment, right? This is the person that you're going to be with, hopefully forever. And I don't know if the dynamic here is if you know, lose your fated mate, you go crazy like in some of the other shits, man. They go, it's insane. But really like it. I can't wait to read volume 3. Don't know when that comes out, but we'll be looking for it. So I'll be checking for her. On and Off, volume 3, Work-Life Imbalance, still very good. I want volume 4. Don't even get me started about the fucking cat story. Why did you have to do that? You made me want to cry. But it also made me love these characters even more, especially her. What is her name? Akane? No. Well, Aki, that's right. Hanku goes by Aki, that's right. I'm interested. They seem like they're going to become a romantic couple, but I'm not sure. But at the end of this, a 3rd person enters the chat, and I can't tell if that person likes Aki or not. Like, if they like them for more than that, or if they might like when Amata, the guy, is in his like Lolita fit, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what his type is and who he's going for, but it'll be interesting to see where that goes. Now that we draw volume 4, this is really good. I really need to just stop procrastinating and read this on Manga Reader. I think that's the app. I have it up on my iPad, and I literally have have it on, I mean, I'm sure it's gonna reload, but I have it on Now We Draw. Ready to read, because this is done. And I really don't want to keep waiting for the volumes, like, because I like it so much. I want to see where this goes. I want to see what's going to happen with Love. I assume my two mains, Yuki and Nina, are going to be like together in the end, but then Love is here and she knows him from the past. You know how that goes. You know how that goes. So she's going to be a thorn in my side. She better act right, because I love Nina. Nina's my favorite. My bias is showing volume 2. I can't wait to get into the next volume of this, because the way this ended, bitch, okay, yeah, we really got some stuff going on. So the whole point, the whole premise of this is he is an idol and he is his fan. They end up working together. It's not necessarily coincidence, but it is. It's really crazy. So yeah, he has always had a crush on him, but he's an idol. He never expected he would meet him. He has made a point to get close to this guy for reasons that are sinister, technically. So he had a crush on his former bandmate. This guy is not in the band anymore. I don't remember if we've really talked about why he's not in the band, but like, it seems like it was kind of like surface level amicable, but not really. The issue though is that that guy was dating another person in the band, and that guy in the band, Q-Sung I think his name is, that's his cousin. So because he, like the other guy, we'll just call him pink hair because he has pink hair. He liked pink hair. And because pink hair and Q-Sung ended up breaking up, he wants to get back at Q-Sung, like, I'm gonna take up for pink hair, you know, by finding out who you cheated on pink hair with, because this is what they think happened. Pink hair does not, I think what's actually going to be the truth is that pink hair has a drinking problem and is like too much for Q-Sung, and he's like very low key. So that's why he was like, I can't do this anymore. But he is not willing to accept that he's the problem, basically. He's not willing to accept that yet. So yeah, his motive to get close to him is, I'm going to get you to like me, and I'm gonna make it break Q-Sung's heart. But like, does that mean that you end up dumping him? What's the dynamic? So as time goes on, he's obviously developing more feelings for him. He's developing more feelings for him, but he hasn't told him that he is like a fan of his. And he thinks that it would be kind of weird. I'm sure it would be kind of weird, but what can you do? This is where we are now. So unfortunately, all 4 of these men end up in the same room together. He obviously is the only one who doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know that he and Q-Sung are close. He doesn't know that he has a crush on pink hair. He didn't even really know that pink hair and Q-Sung were dating. So when he is confronted by Q-Sung for the second time, he overhears him. And that's basically where we end, which is like, I'm done. Like, the fact that you did this to me is so wrong. So this will be the issue. Like, how does he get his trust back? And he also has to deal with the fact that, like, hey, you seem like you have feelings for your former bandmate, you know? Do you still have feelings for him? Are you going to continue to pursue him? Or like, what's going on, you know? I think that that's only fair. We're getting close, we're getting close. See, this is better because now I'm not rambling at you guys, which was making me self-conscious about all the clips before. Okay, Pink Candy Kiss Volume 4. Okay, so I realized that I think the person that I dislike the most is actually Takara. I don't really like her. She is the person that's really frustrating me in this. So this will be like super spoiler, but I'm gonna try to keep it short, so bear with me. So at the end of Volume 3, Emma and, what is his name? Fuck, I can't remember her husband's name now. Hold on. Oh, wait. Thank you. So Haruo is Emma's husband. Takara is the friend, and Emma that's Emma, right? So, okay, the dynamic has always been, these two seem to have a crush on each other when they were younger. Takara maybe more so than Emma. They ended up, you know, finishing the rest of their school career separate from each other, and then now it's many years in the future, and now they're friends again. Except like Emma has lived like all of this other shit, and Takara to me is just really stuck she's really stuck. You know, she's thinking like, I don't think Emma sees me as anything other than like the young girl that I was when we were first like knowing each other. And I think that that's what's frustrating to me, is that like, to a certain extent, do I think Emma is flirty? Yes. Do I think that Takara reads too much into everything? 1,000 times yes. And I think that's why I really dislike her. So when she's making all these little comments about Haruo, like, this is Emma's husband, okay? I don't understand why you have so much animosity towards him. He hasn't done anything to you. So what's really, you know, I think you have misplaced anger and it's unfair. So at the end of the last volume, they're having their little like congratulations party or whatever, because they're going to open that restaurant cafe, and Emma's mom shows up. That was a big deal. And I was like, okay, I think I might end up really liking the story now. And it really changed how I felt about Emma. So clearly I've mentioned like the thing I didn't really like so much about Emma is that she's like so self-conscious, like to the point where it's like she's stunted and like she can't, like she's done so much and yet she really stops herself sometimes. But we realize where that comes from, right? Her biological mother is very abusive. She's verbally abusive. She clearly blames Emma just like a shitty ass parent would, like, it's your fault that and it's like, no, actually I didn't ask to be born, and I don't deserve this. So, you know, her mom is all in and out of these damn relationships, clearly jealous of her daughter. That's really the thing, right? So her jealousy causes her to be very verbally abusive towards her daughter. And Haruo knows about all of this more than Takara, mind you, because, you know, that's her husband and they have a real relationship. And he tries to protect Emma. Emma and Takara end up running away together, like many scenes later. Oh my God. And we see like Emma has panic attacks, and that's really like a debilitating thing for her. While they're on this runaway vacation, again, it just comes back to like, Takara, you are now doing this to yourself. You are reading into things that are like not like that, at least. And like at the end of the day, like the definition of what y'all have going on here is platonic. Technically, y'all are friends. So what's really going on? And that's what I really don't like about her. I really, really don't like Takara. So, okay, that wasn't really giving too much away, but, oh wait, what ended up happening at the end of this? Let me see. Oh yeah, she's fucking crying, of course, pissing me off. I just wish that, I think the thing about Takara that's really frustrating to me is like, she's not even trying to be with other women. You know, I think at this point, she just has decided that like, okay, I've never had a successful relationship with a man. I seem to, like, the feelings that men complain about me not having for them, I have with women. But she doesn't give herself a chance to experience any of those feelings with anyone other than Emma. And my issue is like, you guys are friends. And there's been like 20 years of Emma's life that you have not been included in. So you being so like possessive over her is weird. Like if the roles were reversed, this behavior most people would say like, this is inappropriate. And by reverse, I mean if like Takara was a man. So her behavior really, really, really pisses me off and frustrates me, because you're getting possessive over her. She clearly has a relationship with her husband. I don't know if it's sexual. I don't know if they do anything, but that's not the point. They are united front in this one thing, and he tries, and like, bitch, he knows her. He first of all, Takara didn't even know that she had panic attacks. Haruo knows. So when everything happens with the mom and the mom gets asked to leave, the party's not over, and she's like, oh, I don't know, like she's moved past her panic attack, or maybe it's whatever. He's like, okay, it's almost over, you can do this. Takara gets so mad. She's like, I can't believe he did that. How could he do that? Like, you're obviously entitled to an opinion, but you don't have any context, or you don't have any information. Like, you're just going off of emotion. But it's like, I think to a certain extent, like, you should trust Haruo. Who am I? But I'm interested to see where it goes. But I'm kind of feeling like I don't want to keep buying these, that I might just read these at a store or something, because I don't think I will ever reread the series because I'm so frustrated, but it depends on how well the rest of the series goes. So we'll see. Love Out on a Limb, Volume 1. I got this from Hansama. This is so weird. I don't like this story. I don't think I will continue on with this series, and I think I will sell this volume. But then at the end, it's like, the thing about this is I want to know how is this mangaka going to make this brother and sister be together? Because that's clearly where we're going here. So like oh my God. This was the other thing that I talked about way too long, and then I got frustrated with myself. So let me just read the back. This love triangle is not so simple. After her divorced parents remarry, Yui returns to her hometown for the first time in 8 years. She has not seen her older brother, Hayato, during that time, so she's amazed to see how popular and grown up he has become. She also bumps into her childhood friend, Ritsu, whom she remembers as a crybaby and almost doesn't recognize him. Now, living with her brother again, she can't help but notice how her heart fluttering with each interaction. Does this mean she might like him? Knowing how taboo these thoughts are, Ritsu suggests that he and Yui date as a way to nip her feelings for Hayato in the bud, yet his family tree may not actually be as simple as it seems. See what I'm saying? I'm thinking that these two are actually adopted. Anyway, yeah. She comes back home after 8 years. Obviously, there's something weird about the fact that her parents divorced and they said, I'll take the daughter and you take the son, and let's just leave it at that. So when they get back together, it's just like, oh, yep, happy family. We need therapy. We need family therapy because that is not how that should work, okay? And of course, this fucking weirdo is like, she has a crush on her brother. I'm sorry. I will never understand that, especially because it's not like she's... Maybe I can understand that if she were like 10... maybe, still no, but like maybe, okay, like a 10-year-old, 13-year-old, she's like 16, okay, she's never had a boyfriend, but like as soon as she looks eyes on her brother, the person that she was raised as her brother, okay, this isn't like how it is in Storm, Cloud, and Monster, whatever, where nobody's fucking related to, like, I mean, technically the main boy character is related to the stepdad, but not like, he's like a distant relative. Like, he's not a nephew, technically, you know what I'm saying? And that's not the main girl's dad. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't like it, but at the end of the day, they're not related like that. And they weren't raised together. They were, okay? She was like, she wasn't that young. She wasn't that young. So, you know, she's fucking acting weird as shit. Kissing his forehead and shit, being all fucking weird, and I just couldn't get past that. That really just pissed me off and made me feel gross. Like, I didn't like it. I did not like it. And then, you know, this other guy, her other childhood friend, who, like I said, was like a crybaby. He's clearly always had a crush on her. So he's taking this opportunity. There's clearly some, you know, what's the word? Oh, what's that fucking word? Ulterior motives. But at least he's not fucking related to her. Like, he should just be honest about his feelings, but like, girl, what the hell would I do if I had a crush on someone? They're like, I like my sister. I would never be dating them to begin with personally, because that's just fucking weird, but whatever. So yeah, that dynamic is really weird and I don't like it. And then of course in the end, you know, the parents have a little conversation. They're like, when are we going to tell them that they're not really brother and sister? The thing is though, is that like, I don't think that that's the dad's son and that's the mom's daughter. It could be that dynamic. It could. I'm wondering if like they're actually like adopted siblings. That would make me feel less gross, although they look pretty close to looking like each other to me. Okay, they might be adopted, but they could still be related. So the reason why I'm still kind of interested in this is like, how are you going to get those two together? Because clearly he's the third party. These two will be together somehow. I don't think these two will end up together. So how are you going to swing that? I can't deny. I'm curious. Last of the physical stuff I read, My Boss is a Giant. He manages my every need with enormous skill. This was the whole thing. I think I would reread this again, but I don't, but I'm on the fence of if I want to keep it. This was really cute. This was another one where I got caught up on some of the stuff. There's that, you know, nipple sensitivity thing. I don't get that. It's kind of weird to me when it's like the nipple thing, you're rubbing cream on them, scratching the nipples, putting band-aids on the nipples. I don't like the looks of it. I also thought he was going to be an actual giant. She's just a petite woman. So interesting. But their dynamic is actually pretty cute. She's a virgin. She's never had like a sexual experience. So even though I was very hung up on the nipple sensitivity thing, the thing I found that I liked about the story was that he was trying to give her an experience so she would also like have an orgasm or whatever, you know? So I could appreciate that. 2 people show up in the mix, both coworkers. One is a woman who, you know, she gets jealous of, but the woman actually has a crush on her. I liked that dynamic. And then the other one is a guy who also has a crush on her, but he assumes like, because like I'm so pretty and I'm not this big tall tan guy, like I'm like he's scary, I'm not, so women should like me. But like they end up married. I thought that was really cute. So very raunchy, uncensored. Trust me, lots of titty. Girl, and then they got the white tux on. Oh well, yeah. Yeah, I could see myself rereading this one more time. I could see myself, but it was funny. It was definitely funny. I liked how her like nickname was like hamster, basically. She was drawn so cute. People's expressions were very funny. Yeah, I think it was really good. So it's like I feel like I'm always on the fence. Plus this is complete, so it's really not that big of a deal, but I don't know, maybe we'll see. But I liked their dynamic. I liked their love. It was very, very cute. Oh yeah, so like little panels like this. So these are the 2 characters that have a crush on her, and you know, they're talking about, oh well, she's so cute, blah blah blah, and then they see her in her wedding dress and it's also very adorable. So I liked it. And then other things that I'm kind of sad about this. We'll see, maybe I will include that. But I had started Heated Rivalry. I started this like 2 Saturdays ago before I started the new job, and girl, I made it all the way to page 163. So like in a weekend, I put a dent in this. I haven't read it since. I want to get back into it, but I'm actually starting to feel like I don't know if I want to watch the show. Like I think I will watch it, but I think I'm gonna like the book better. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about it. I'm still gonna give it a try, but I think because it starts out when they're so young, because their first meeting is when they're like teenagers, you know, and then I don't know. It's interesting. It is interesting, but we'll see. I mean, I think I will watch it. I mean, come on, I've seen enough, and I'd like to see more. But I think if a show didn't exist, I'd be fine with just reading this. That's just me. I don't think, did I show you guys what Devin got me? So this is what Devin got me today. Very exciting. I'm excited. Some are new releases, some are not new releases anymore, but new releases I wanted. They just weren't at any of the stores near me. So like, I Want to Love You Till My Dying Day, volume 8. One day I will continue reading this. I'll pick up volume 2 or reread volume 1 soon, I promise. Didn't even know this was out. Whisper Me a Love Song, volume 11. I need to watch the anime. I really do. Dear Door, volume 3. I'm excited for this. I don't know how many volumes this will be. This is interesting though. Sometimes they're a little fugly. Does anybody feel that way? Like sometimes they're a little fugly and they scare me. Another new release is Eternal Covenant, volume 4. Also a little fugly, but that's okay. That's not a judgment, technically, really, in a bad way. It's just like, kind of fuggers, kind of uggos. Kenryo Rock, volume 2. I'm excited about this one. And then these were on like clearance sale, so they were $6, and that was Friday at the Atelier, volumes 1 and 2. I don't know if it's just 2 volumes, but I thought the synopsis sounded really cool. Emiko Tamaki is a female office worker who's exhausted with life, but when she goes up to someone collapsed on the street, she's surprised by his sudden request to model for him. The man turns out to be the renowned artist Shinsui Ishihara, and he wants her nude and covered in fish. It's not the most normal way to get to know someone, but it might be a start to something beautiful, or at least unpredictable. So I thought that sounded really cute, and yeah, they were both on sale, so why not? And lastly, I'm really far behind on like stuff I've bought on Lezen. Obviously I used my bonus coins that I got at the end of the month. I bought a lot of stuff, but there's so much stuff. Like I'm pretty much just using bonus coins that I get in like the Lezen check-in to like keep up to buying things that are like coming out weekly. I need to really get into it. Like I feel bad about it because I've unlocked a lot of stuff that I'm really interested in. Like I unlocked Love Tractor. I read like the first 5 or 10 episodes for free. There was a really good like deal, and then the rest of it was discounted. So I want to get into Love Tractor. Everybody talks so highly about that. It's always on someone's list of like what they recommend. And there's a shit ton. Maybe I'll post a picture of everything that's on my shit, but I got a lot of stuff that I want to get into. I did end up reading something that went ad/coins on Webtoon, and that ended up being really, really good. But I will say that I caught up on Jinx. Really good, dude. I'm so excited to see where the story is gonna go. You know, I've seen people online being very, very pissed about things. And oh man, I wish now I remembered, because I did talk about that in a clip about a theory someone had. Okay, so here's a theory with a little bit of spoilers to a certain extent, I guess, if you're not totally caught up. So skip if you're not totally caught up on Jinx and you don't want a spoiler. So obviously Dan has woken up from the coma. Kim Dan has woken up from the coma, and Jake Young has kind of like drawn the line in the sand. Like I'm letting him go after this. Obviously I really like Jinx. I know, I talk about it all the time. But you know, this is not like a fantasy. This is not like a reborn thing. This is like stuff that, you know, really happens to people, especially people who have experienced so much trauma and abuse in their life. Jake Young, he doesn't communicate well. This is his first time being in like a loving, committed relationship, so to speak. And he is trying. He's trying his best, but he still feels so much guilt for everything that he put Kim Dan through. Kim Dan doesn't know all the ways that, you know, Jake Young is feeling so guilty about everything he put him through. So now they're gonna separate. So the theory is that Granny will die, and it'll kind of be like a Dangerous Convenience Store type situation where they end up not talking for a few years. I think that would actually be really interesting, and I wouldn't mind if that happened. Some people before Dan woke up were like theorizing that, oh, Dan's gonna lose his memories. I'm really glad that didn't happen, and I don't even see how that would make any sense, but I'm glad it didn't happen, because like they're gonna have to talk about it, and it's better for Jake Young to be confronted with the fact that Kim Dan does remember and they work through that, versus him getting a clean slate. And we already know how many people would fucking complain on the internet about that. They would be like, oh no, he's never had to pay for his crimes against Kim Dan, blah, blah, blah. Okay, he will. We'll get to that. But it'll be interesting if that theory comes true and we have like a time skip situation, maybe 5 years from now or something, maybe a year from now, might not even be that long. But, you know, Jake Young shows up at the funeral, and that's like kind of like a shock to Kim Dan, and that rekindles this relationship. And then hopefully like Potato and the other dude, the blonde guy who he's in a relationship with. Hello, Devie. I love you. I'm talking about Jinx. You know I love Jinx.
It's a fave.
It is a fave. Yeah. Oh yeah. I love you. And the blonde guy that he's dating. That would be really cute if like they could all, like, it would be interesting because obviously the blonde dude knows how much Jake Young loves Kim Dan. Potato, not so much. Like, he kind of understands, but not really. Or maybe he knows by now. So it'll be interesting if like the blonde haired guy ends up talking to Kim Dan about Jake Young, or if Kim Dan like talks about how he feels to him and then he tells Jake Young. That would be cute. I would like that. But the webtoon I read was How Far Can We Go? Girl, this was actually really good. This was really, really interesting. I would definitely read this again, honestly. I thought it was so funny. But that bitch really pissed me off. So let me read the synopsis first. The Song family's true biological daughter appears, shaking Juha's world. Seeking an escape from an unwelcoming home, Juha embarks on a series of blind dates until she meets Sahyun, who boldly suggests setting a wedding date within minutes of their first date. Just as Juha starts to develop feelings for him, her cunning younger sister, who has already taken everything else from her, declares her intention to marry him instead. Maybe I should put that clip in. That's not that long about the story. Maybe. Well, I'll start off by saying it's 78 episodes, so you can definitely finish it in one sitting. I would probably, out of everything I've read the last month, month and some change, that was like, okay, I want to read this before it goes to coin or watch ad. I would say if I had to rank them, love them all though. Like, I want to make that clear. You Can't Kill Me, The Secret Bride of the Black Wolf is number one. I really, really, really love that. I would recommend that over and over and over again. It was so good. Next is probably I'll Take This Marriage This Time. I thought that was really good, especially because it was like twist, twist, twist. Really, really getting people back for the shit they put her through. I appreciated that. And then we'd go, I Grabbed the Leash of the Blind Beast, and then we'd go, How Far Can We Go? Obviously, How Far Can We Go is the most different of the four because it has nothing to do with like going back in time or reliving your past life. And like being able to get revenge at the people who hurt you. Like, this is just like modern day. I need to get this shit together. So Juha, she was adopted by the Song family. They own and operate K hotels, and they've been pretty successful. We don't understand why the parents ended up losing their daughter. It's not like they just adopted a child randomly. Like, no, for some reason they lost access to their biological daughter and they finally found her in an orphanage. We never address that or find out what happened there. But the issue is that Juha was put or used as a replacement for their real daughter, who was actually in the orphanage with her. So I get why her dad feels so guilty about the fact that like years later his actual biological daughter shows up and he's like, oh shit, you really did exist, because I thought she was. Like, I can understand that guilt and like really confused feeling, but the way he ends up treating Juha is just so bad. It just makes no sense. I think of the two parents, the mom was probably the one who would never have treated Juha like that, but the mom's dead, unfortunately. She died before she even found out about Hana, their real daughter. So Hana, she shows up in their life like they're in their early 20s, basically. And as I said, it shakes up Juha's world. And to the point that the dad, whose business is kind of struggling, is like, Juha, you need to go and have a, advantageous marriage to like help us. And now that most people know that she's not the real biological daughter, like a lot of guys aren't taking her seriously and they're just kind of like doing it out of obligation until Sahyun, I think that's how you pronounce it. As soon as he sees her, something special about her. The trope in this is like face blindness, which I do like. I don't hate that for some reason, but it is kind of corny when you think about it. He has face blindness. She's the only face that he recognizes. And he's like, something special. There's something special about that, obviously. So they move forward with wanting to get married, but Hana ends up seeing who Juha will marry on accident. And she's like, oh, I know you. Why? Because he used to volunteer at the orphanage that those two girls were at. So they both have a situation with him. The difference is that Hana remembers it and like Juha doesn't really. She didn't know who she was helping, technically. So that's the whole dynamic there. So of course, you know, Hana's got to try to fucking take the fucking engagement away. It doesn't work. Sayeon is like very like, no, I'm gonna marry her. It doesn't matter what you do. Juha is just like devastated by the way her father is treating her. The grandma, bitch, paternal grandma, boy mom, if you will. She's a fucking bitch, and she treats Juha like shit. The good thing though is like, for as bad as Juha's family is, the Song family, Sahyun's family is great. Like really, really sweet. RIP to the daddy though, because he was in a coma and then he passed away. That was sucks. But yeah, I like the dynamic. It was very cute. But yeah, girl, you got something else going on. It's not just that bitch ass Hana. They're trying to fucking kill Juha. They're trying to kill Sahyun. You got the fucking people from the fucking orphanage who were doing corrupt shit with children. It is fucking crazy, but it's really, really good. And everybody who deserves to get their ass handed to them gets their ass handed to them, and that made me happy. People actually went to jail. You know, some of them don't go to jail in these stories, and they don't go to jail in a lot of those damn Chinese dramas I watch on YouTube either, and that just blows my mind, because you know, we got people trying to stab people on the fucking wedding day. We got a whole bunch of witnesses. Why aren't we going to jail? Come on. But yes, obviously I've talked for quite some time. I'm gonna use the last 5 minutes talk about the other thing I read. Right before I started the new job, I restarted Tears on a Weathered Flower. I'm really glad I did that, because I think the story is really good, period. Like full stop, the story is really good. It also is moving very, very slow, and we're kind of still in the prologue stage. And it's easy to forget that as you're reading it, even starting it over from the beginning. Like there is dialogue that you're getting, like people's inner thoughts, but like they're telling you this of their past that you were saying. So even like now that we're caught up at 100 episodes, we're still in the past. And that can be a little disorienting at times, especially like certain people are talking like their inner monologue, but you don't always know whose inner monologue it is. Eventually, like you figure it out, but like sometimes you can't tell if it's her, Jesus' inner monologue, or Taeha's or Jay's, you know. It eventually gets to the point where you can, oh, okay, this is who's talking. Minchol is probably the only one who's the easiest to read and like know, like, okay, this is what Minchol is thinking, obviously because he's psychotic. But I tell you what, dude, a lot of people were disappointed on Twitter because they were like, I'm so tired of hearing things from Minchol's perspective. I'm never gonna like him. Why are they trying to make me like him? But I don't think that that's what the author's trying to do, is trying to get you to understand why Jesus stayed for as long as she did. Because like, at the end of the day, Minchol sucks now. Like the Minchol of present day, or at least past present day, kind of, he sucks dick. He's a fucking asshole, but he wasn't always bad. There was like actually it seems like a decent amount of time where he was not a total asshole to Jesus. He was the one who saved her from an abusive home, but unfortunately he created an abusive home, and he has not, he is always blaming her for the shit that he's put them in, because he's so impulsive and he doesn't think and doesn't communicate. So I like seeing the past Minchol. I actually do enjoy reading those. Obviously I don't like when he's a piece of shit, but I think that's what that's there for. You know what I mean? Jesus did love him, and I don't think she loves him anymore, but obviously there's a connection there. He now is like, because she doesn't have any contact with Minchol anymore, right? Part of that is because of Taeha. He's now trying to search for her, but he also has to pay that debt. So he gets Ari to give him some money. Oh my God. Which I don't even understand why he didn't think to do that at the beginning, but now he's trying to like pay for a private eye to find her. Crazy turn. But yeah, it's just crazy, everything that's happened, and we're still in the past. And that's just, it's good, but it can all, like, it's weirdly, some of the stuff that happened was fast paced, but a lot of it is just so slow. And it's like, for something that's such a slow burn, and I do like slow burns, this is so slow. It's nice that it has a weekly, you know, it comes out weekly, but sometimes nothing happens, you know. It would be like if I could only read one of these chapters a week. Some things do happen in some chapters, some things don't. Some chapters are more raunchy, some chapters are more like, okay, whatever. So imagine that's what you have to remember about, you know, the comics of it, you know, the manhwa, is that if it's already a slow burn, it's going to be even slower, and we're in the past, and we're having people's dialogue talking to us about the past. So just, yeah. So I was deciding, do I want to do I want to let it build again, or do I want to read it weekly? And I ended up just reading it weekly. I think I am going to continue to read it weekly. We're in season 2 now, so that's really nice, but season 1 was long, dude. So season 2 is also going to be fucking long. I just don't understand when we're going to get to, I don't know, obviously, when we're going to get to the point where, like, we're at the point where people are fucking talking about the past, you know? Also, we're still, doesn't seem like we're that close to finding out what's going on with Taeha. At this point, I'm more excited and interested to find out the dynamic with his family versus the dynamic with Haesoo. I'm actually kind of frustrated that she's still kind of stuck in the place that she's at, but I also don't know how long everything's been going on. Has this only been 6 months? Has this been longer? I think it's only been like a span of 6 months at this point since we read since we read at the beginning. So maybe after a year's time, that's when we're going to catch up to, like, we'll be in the present. So we'll see. But I'm interested. I would definitely say if you drop Tears on a Withered Flower like I did at some point, start it from the beginning and catch up to like the hundreds, or just wait. Honestly, you could wait till it's completely done and you wouldn't be upset, I think. I think in the end, I will end up really, really liking Tears on a Withered Flower, and I will like the ending. But man, it's taking a while, and I don't know how many seasons it'll be. Is it just gonna be 2? Is 2 gonna end and then we'll get to 3 and then that will be present day? We'll see. But yeah, so now, as I said, it is Monday. It is time to hang out with Devie. We're gonna watch From, and I don't know what else. So I will talk to you guys a little bit later. Maybe I'll talk to you tonight, but I'll definitely talk to you tomorrow. So I'll see you later. Welcome back, everybody. It's the next day. We've been pretty productive, and I'm happy about that. Yes. Laugh is good. I've read 2 things, and they were good. They were good so far. So I finally read volume 4 of Fall in Love, You False Angels. Let me tell you, I really love when they give a synopsis of the last volume, because it didn't take a long time for this one to come out. Like, I feel like it's been a while, and I had reread volume 1 and 2 to prepare for 3, and I think I just kind of put off reading 4. That was my bad. But we have our 2 main characters. This is the second love interest, which, you know, nothing's going to happen with it, which makes me really sad. This is actually what I want to happen. It's just like, hey, let's try it out. But typically that doesn't happen, and that really sucks. If only I could write and draw. I could make my dreams come true. So the thing that happened in the last volume is Otogi confessed her feelings to Toki, and he rejected her. And she obviously had an intense emotion about this. He overhears this exchange and comforts Otogi, and that is what brings them into each other's world, right? He obviously is slowly going to start having feelings for her, while she is still crushing on him. And spoilers, obviously. The thing about this dynamic that I actually wish, but you know, like, it's frustrating. Obviously now, especially because somebody else is sitting here kind of showing interest in her, he's going to start changing the way he's going to start acting possessive. I hate that. Because what I would really love to happen, if I could write the scenario, it would be, even if they would still end up together, what I would want to happen is she literally keeps him in, like, no, you are a friend. I will not consider you my crush. I will not, have any type of feelings for you. You're just my friend. And she would shut him down when he tries to be like lovey-dovey with her. And, God, that would be such a fucking awesome moment. I would love that. Does anybody know of anything that has that scenario where she actually is like, no, you rejected me and that's fine. We don't have to date. It's okay. But you are my friend now and that's it. That's the dynamic I want to see. God, it would be so amazing. Oh my God. Does anybody else agree? Because I love the idea of that. Of course, I assume what's going to happen, because these typically do happen this way. He is going to really, he's going to want to confess his feelings for her, and it's not going to go anywhere because he's now acting a type of way. I don't like that every time. I want something different. Her friend is being confessed to by other boys. I can't tell if she likes this guy or what, but he's the one who's been texting her and trying to like hang out with her. So it's like the day before summer vacation, and this is like a ritual or whatever for people to like confess their feelings for someone before vacation break. Interesting tradition. I have to say that is very crazy, but in like a cool way. Like, that's crazy to me because I don't think that would ever happen where I lived in America, you know what I mean? So really, really cool, really, really interesting. Anyway, I'm getting off topic, sorry. Yes, interessante. So yeah, he ends up trying to tell her his feelings, and she's like, no. But I'm really wondering, like, does she like anybody? Also, the way that these characters feel about, like, we kind of get like an inner monologue of like him about how they feel about her, and then how she responds to him is so interesting. Like, y'all are teenagers. I think when you're a teenager and you're young, like, love can feel so much bigger than it really is. Like, you're mostly just infatuated with someone. It's not like love. You haven't gone through like hard times together that really bring you together like that. But it's almost like these are like seasoned daters, you know what I mean? Especially her. I don't think she's dated anybody. She's like, I can just tell that you love me and I can't reciprocate the love that you would give me. So I'm interested to see, like, is she maybe like asexual? She's someone who, or a romantic, I'm not sure of the term, but is she someone who's just like, no, like, I will never be with someone like that. And I respect it. I respect that. These two, like, oh my God, like, he rejected her. He's thinking he rejected her because she's just so much bigger and brighter than him, and he's going to get left behind. What is that about? Very interesting. But either way, I already know how the formula is going to go. I'm still going to be along for the ride, but it does make me sad that it's like, this will never be, and I would like this to be. And I think you need to learn. You need to learn, dude. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Oops, sorry. I didn't slap you with that. Windbreaker Volume 20. Oh, God, I'm so far behind. Now, I will say that I have 21, 22, and 23, I believe, on Manta. So I use my coins to get those volumes. I obviously could have waited because 21's already out, but it doesn't matter. I'm excited to pick those up. Now that this like arc is over, I have no idea where this is going to go anymore. I'm excited to still see it though. I will say though, there's a few times where the interactions between these guys fighting, maybe it's just me. Granted, I think this a lot in my mind. Movie, show, book, it doesn't really, real life. Maybe if y'all just kissed, everything would have been fine in the beginning and we wouldn't have had to come to this. Or the kiss truly seals the deal, because it seems like there's just all of this tension, if you know what I'm saying, between some of these people fighting in a way that is so interesting to me. Like them in particular, like, what the fuck? I was just thinking y'all should just kiss and get it over with, because, and not only that, but Endo and him. Like, what I would really like to know, and I need to do some research, is like, is Endo in love with him? Because that is what it feels like. The way that they look up to a certain other people, is very interesting to me. And it reads to me more like they're in love with the person and they admire them, but they're in love with them. And not so much just like, you're my friend and I admire you. Is anybody else getting that? You let me know. With that being said, while I think it's great that the adults help and throw a party and shit, it is so interesting that these are like parentless children roaming the streets everywhere. You never see them actually like interact with townspeople and say, oh yeah, that's my mom. Hey, say hi to my dad. I want to know the background to these young people and why, although there are adults in this town, they seem to just be parentless little kids. What do they learn in school? Are there any teachers? It doesn't seem like it. None of the teachers, I never see them in class in which they have learned something. Mia seemed like the principal. And maybe I've missed something along the way. Obviously, we're on volume 20. But, like, do we ever address that? Let me know down in the comments. I might have missed it. But it's like only one character has had, like, a profound, to me, experience with adults. And that is Subakino. Okay? Because of the backstory with the elderly couple. And, like, allowing him to, like, dress the way he really wanted to. That's the only person I know who's had any meaningful adult interaction that was like, oh, this is, you know, this person, this thing shaped me. Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. So, still very good. I'm going to pick up the next few volumes on my Manta app. And we will just keep on chugging. Okay? I'm going to keep reading. Keep my phone away from me because I realize I am scrolling on TikTok a lot. I'm disgusted with myself. I need to stop. And I think that was my issue last week and why I wasn't happy with a lot of the clips that I had of me reading is that, oh God, it almost felt like I didn't read. I know I did, but I just was on my phone too much. So not today. We're getting into it. We're going to have 5 more volumes read, dang it. A few chapters read in my physical, like normal, regular books, you know, like Heated Rivalry and Blackout. We're going to get more reading done. I have to listen to my book for the reading club because it's my month this month. So we got to get into this, y'all. Wish me luck. We've got this. I'll be back with 5 new things that I've read. I'm going to figure out what I want to watch in the background. I was watching season 2 of Love Island UK. Yeah, but I don't know. I think I might pick something different. I don't know, but I've got a lot of options, so that makes me happy. And I will see you guys in a second. Okay, a little bit of an update. I read volume 1 of Something's Wrong with Us. You know what? I'm intrigued by this. I only have the first volume, and there's a good chance that if I wanted to buy this physically, gotcha. This could be on the Manta app. I'll have to look into it. But I know I've seen this used because this volume was used that I bought. I did not read the back of this before I started, and I didn't read the back of it before I ever bought it. So I had no idea what this was about. I'll read the back for you guys. Married to the enemy, Neo has followed in her mother's footsteps to become a traditional Japanese sweets maker. Even at 21, her skills are unparalleled, landing her a spot at a world-class confectionery company. However, when she meets the young, handsome heir to the company, she recognizes Tsubaki, her first friend, the same boy who framed her mother for murder over a decade ago. As the only witness to the crime, Neo seizes her chance to get close to him, but instead of finding answers, she falls deeper for Tsubaki's allure. A spine-chilling, steamy romance from the creator of Arisa. So, yeah, didn't know that going in. Interesting how this will come to be. Yeah, so, a little bit more detail. She basically, as it said, her mom was working for his family when they were both younger, but they were employees, obviously. So, although it seemed like they were spending a lot of time together and with the mom, that relationship shouldn't, I guess, technically have been happening to a certain extent. Like, there needed to be more of a, like, line for, oh, these are the help and you are, you know, better than, you know what I'm saying? But they still had, like, a friendship, and something clearly was going on in the background involving this guy's dad And one day she is looking for him. She shows up at like his room or some room in the estate, and she sees that the father's like collapsed on the floor, blood on his head, and then he is standing over him bloody. So my first thing was, this motherfucker killed his fucking daddy. But then when other adults show up, they're like, oh, what happened? Are you sure you saw an adult? And he's like, yeah, it was her mom. But I think it's really obvious that her mom had nothing to do with it and she was framed. You know, I know that that's part of the synopsis, but like, seriously, that doesn't seem to make sense. Now, we don't hear about the stepmom to him until they're adults. There's clearly a tension between him and his stepmom, and the dad is dead. The dad died that day, it seems. And her mom was sent to jail. And she also, actually, no, did she even make it to jail? I think she barely made it to jail. She fucking died of a heart attack. Like, being accused of this was crazy. But the stepmom seems very suspicious to me. I have this feeling that maybe she disguised herself to look like her mom, and he's a kid. He doesn't know better. He can't tell. Maybe it didn't even have to be super bright. Maybe she could have just worn her mom's clothes and like had her hair styled a certain way. So I wonder if he didn't exactly know, like he didn't do that on purpose, but something is very wrong with him. So he very well could have done that. He very well could have accused her mom because he's psycho enough. Especially the way this volume ended, it seems he may know who she is. It's a whole crazy thing. Like, she's working for this other company. Everything seems to be going well. Her dear friend is getting married, and she's like, hey, I really want you to make the sweets for the wedding. But the person that her friend's getting married to is like a very wealthy, rich family. So like, they typically go with his family's sweets and shit. So basically they have a fucking bake-off, and he does good, but she does better. Like, she genuinely loves the art and the craft that goes into it. She has this, you know, love from her childhood, you know, all of this, like, you know, history and stuff with her mom. Her mom had the original flavor that most people fell in love with. And since she was framed and then obviously died, like, people like this, but like, hers is undeniably better. And she loses out on being able to work with the wedding, which really sucks because everybody clearly liked hers more, but they were basing it off of like, oh, well, we can't deny them. Like, that would make us look bad. Bitch, can you think for your fucking self, ho? It'd be nice. Stop trying to keep up with the Joneses. You can afford to be unique, girl. Anyway, so he feels some type of way about it. They get to talking in private, and then he's like, oh, will you marry me? And she's like, sure, why not? And he's like, well, show up 6 days from now and we could get married. And she's like, all right, bet. He's getting married to another bitch. The dynamic, though, like, here's the thing about this story. I'm interested to see where it's going. I don't particularly like them. I don't even really like her, to be honest with you. Like, she's doing this for revenge, and I can understand that. But, like, the fact that you're about to fucking buckle and fall for this man, clearly, girl, stand the fuck up. Your mom doesn't deserve that. Even if he isn't a total psychopath and, like, was misled, and, like, even if he atones, he's a dick. Like, he literally is an asshole. I don't care about his little childhood trauma, which I'm sure will come up, because his dad's a fucking asshole and his stepmom's a bitch. And the grandpa seems psychotic too. I mean, he's just raised in shit, right? I mean, shit, maybe he even did that so he could get them away from his family, and he just didn't expect that the mom would die. I don't know. But he sucks. So I don't like the fact that she would go this far for revenge. I don't know. It's okay. But yeah, I'm interested to keep going. I just don't know what format I will read it in. Will I read it digitally, see if it's on the Manta app, or will I try to find it physically? We shall see. Then I read Boss Bitch Baby Volume 2. Yeah, this is really interesting. Basically, it's about this guy, Hootin. He has a ton of debt that I think he took on behalf of his brother. There's like a tragic backstory that we hear about him finally in this volume. And for whatever reason, shit, I might need to reread the first volume of this. For whatever reason, like, the main dude, what's his name again? Hisong? The brunette. He basically buys him, pays off his debt, and is like, you're going to be with me for a year as like this is what he calls himself. He's like, my dildo. Okay. So this is the arrangement that they have. I might need to reread the first volume because I don't know, maybe I'm forgetting I missed it, or it just hasn't come up yet, but like, I don't understand why it's so important that it's him, but then like the reason why he is like, I don't want him, like it's assumed that like no one will look for him. Well, then someone does end up looking for him and putting something in the paper, and then that really stresses him out. And it's like, but why does he even need to be in this situation? So I can't remember if they slept together once and then he's been thinking of, I think that's what it was, wasn't it? Maybe they slept together at one point and then he took him again. I think that's what it was. And he kind of like liked him. And the thing about this character is that Hojin is that he really doesn't like to be or feel abandoned. So he will kind of fall for people easily. Now, would I call that love? No, I don't think he's fallen in love with anyone. I think it's something different. I think it's the idea, possibly, but I mean, that's obviously the story here. He falls in love with him. Hasn't even been here for like 3 months. Fucking held hostage in this fucking penthouse. He had to beg for a rice cooker because he doesn't eat, apparently. I don't know. But the whole reason why he's kept him, like he's doing this anyway, is because he's gay. His family doesn't approve. And he is basically like, fuck, I'll keep it this way so I can get what I want, but also not have to like deal with anybody talking to me. I don't know. But right now, and this is a spoiler obviously, he's like beating up his brother, and he's obsessed with like the thought of like him being all about him and like basically like breaking him down to like he becomes a dog. What's up with that? I don't know yet, but it's very, very strange. So I don't know. I know that I'm pretty sure this is a completed story. I might just use some coins to finish it because I really don't like the fact that this volume has misprints. Yeah. I mean, and that's like, it's not that big of a deal. Because obviously I can figure out what the fuck they're trying to say. But I was really surprised by that. I was like, why is it so fucked up? Girl, I'm not going to find it. I don't feel like keep on looking. My thumb hurts for trying to open this. Anyway, that is these two. I'm going to continue on reading. I might crack open the iPad this time, but I will see you guys in a second. Welcome back, everybody. Okay, today is Thursday. I've had a nice productive day. Got a lot of work stuff done, so that makes me happy. I'm really... Okay, I've only had this job. It's less than 2 weeks now. We're coming up on 2 weeks, and basically I'm in training on how to like manage people. So I'm working with my coworkers to see like how they interview people, how to deal with some of the, like the stuff we deal with, websites and stuff. And it's been really nice. I'm really enjoying it. I'm a little nervous, but it's not a bad nervous. But it's too early to tell, like, anything. Like, I haven't actually done the job yet. Does that make sense? So, yeah, excited to start this new challenge. I can definitely say that. But today is the 21st, y'all. I totally did not realize what the day was. So I have not that long to finish this, okay? I'm trying to get this read before it goes to like watch ad, which isn't a big deal. Like I can watch the ads. It's not that serious, but I'm just trying to read it while it's free for now. So far, this is so good. So I'm going to read the synopsis for you. What death taught me. As if being framed by her love for plotting a murder weren't enough, Renette learns that her stepsister, Kana, is the true mastermind behind it all. As she's burned at the stake, Renette makes a desperate wish for another chance and wakes up as her younger self. Determined to change her fate, she vows to stop Kana's schemes and protect her family this time around. But rewriting the past is far from simple. Each choice she makes brings unforeseen consequences. some more devastating than she could imagine. Can Rannette escape the shadows of her past, or will they consume her once more? Dude, this is already so freaking good. I hope you can't see me in the fucking reflection. I have a shower cap on my head because I bleached and dyed my hair. Yeah, I'm looking crazy. But so far, this is freaking good, okay? And I haven't made it very far, unfortunately. I'm on episode 7. I'm almost through that episode, but this is very, very good. But I'm scared. I feel like typically super duper bad stuff like doesn't get the chance to completely unfold in stories like this. Like, yeah, something crazy is about to happen, but it's going to work out in favor of the female lead, right? But Kana is so fucking scary. I will say though, right off the bat, I really like this. I think I'm going to rate this very high. I like the main female lead. I'm interested to see about the male lead and then the guy who used to be her husband in her first life. I wonder if she will be able to like kind of change him, because obviously she's not going to end up with him again. He's the reason why she died, and so was Kana. But, oh, girl, see, I done fucked it up, touching shit. Lord, did I do something wrong? Okay, good. But Kana is scary, dude. And the thing I don't like about this, bitch, and this better change because I'm pissed off at the main female lead's dad, so Rannette's dad, because basically what ended up happening in the first life is that Kana, she's an evil bitch. Like, I mean, that's just like a fact. She, I think, kills her parents. Doesn't care that they're dead, I can tell you that. And she appeals to Rannette's father, who is like the baron of the land, and her parents died in the mine that is owned by him, right? So she ends up living with Rannette's family, and Kana believes that she's destined for better than this. She does not want to be like poor. She doesn't want to, she wants to be nobility, and she has her eyes set on sleeping with Rannette's father. And from what it seems like, she did do that in the first life. So she ends up killing her parents, Rannette's parents. And you know what? Rannette's doing everything she can, but she knows. She's thinking back to that time, like, oh, you fucked someone else, mom. And I tell you what, a man will do something that'll really piss you off. And that right there, that really pisses me off. Fuck her daddy. Okay, boom. Moving on. Yeah, so she's basically making it so there's no way for Kana to have access to her dad, but she's the main villain. So how do you stop her, really? Because she's very, very cunning. It's not even like she has like a super duper master plan. She's just fucking killing people, right? She just killed 2 fucking people. She almost killed Rannette, bitch. And all you have to do is be nice. You know what I mean? Like, you don't even have to stoop to these levels of sinisterness. You don't have to be like that. But she is evil to the core. You know what? You know how it is with those people. So I'm going to see how far I can get in this. I want to finish this. The last time I read something, and it was the day of, it did not, like, it became like watch ad like at 10 o'clock at night. So I don't have much time, but it's okay because I'm going to keep pushing. What I will say is, sorry to shake you, yesterday I read so much of Heated Rivalry. Like I'm making my way, and I'm really excited because now I've gotten to the part where they're going to go to the cabin. Okay. We haven't gotten there yet, but it's been suggested. But now I'm seeing the timeline of Game Changer and Heated Rivalry come together, right? So these two were just talking about what happened to Frank Zulo in Game Changer, and they're kind of talking about Scott. So exciting. I am really liking this. I'm enjoying reading this. I still want to watch the show, but I actually kind of feel like I might not. I don't know. Like, I don't know. The clips that I saw obviously were fan edits, and they were fantastic. Congratulations and kudos and thank you to the people who put their time and effort into doing those. But I don't know if I really want to watch it play out. I will say that from what I saw from what people said, these guys are casted really, really well, and they acted really well. So I am excited to see that, but I don't know. I feel like this will sustain me. We'll see. I'm not taking it off the table completely, but like, this is really good to me. I'm liking the back and forth. Shane frustrates me sometimes. Ilya frustrates me sometimes. I think of the two of them, I like them both, but I like Ilya the most. You know, Ilya, he seems to, like, they both have caught feelings for each other, but he's more lovey-dovey if he can express it in his own way. Shane is a little bit more reserved, and he is really finding himself for the first time. This is his first relationship with a man. So I totally get why he might not get something. He might not understand something. He might be overthinking things. Ilya, not so much. You know, he's like, whatever, like, I sleep with men and women. It's really not that big of a deal. So again, I think that I like both of these characters. If I have to choose who I like the most, I might go with Ilya, but at the end of the day, like, I still really like Shane. He's very funny. I think that he is just exactly how he describes himself. He's kind of boring, and I don't mind that. He's just a really simple, easy dude, you know. But you know, he knows the thing that he loves, which is hockey. But now he's got to really discover himself, and that's kind of hard to do when you're in a secret relationship, right? You're already, you know, the public, the league, whatever, like, they pit them against each other. They're supposed to be rivals. So you have to undo all of these things that you've, like, had in your mind, and how you behave and how you treat people. So yeah, like, all in all, I really, really, really like this book so far. And we're gonna see. I'm very, very happy. We're gonna get into it, but we're not reading this for the rest of the night. We're totally reading that. We're reading on my iPad. We're gonna finish some stuff that I was reading earlier from NetGalley, because I did read some other stuff, but no more rambling. We're gonna jump right back into the manhwa, and I will see you guys in a second. Hopefully I can update you guys before the night is over. That's my plan. So I'll see you then. Spoilers ahead, bitch. If this is not a fucking dream, I'm going to fucking yell. Okay, so the bitch is running around. She's supposed to go to the convent. This better be in her fucking imagination, bitch. Because if this man really put... I could cry. Honestly, I hate this. I hate cheating. I don't know why I do this to myself while I read this stuff. But I'm pissed off. Instantly, I'm mad. Instantly, I want to cry, because it's like, no, you don't get to do that. You don't get to fucking try to undo everything that Renette is doing. She's trying to keep you alive, you fucker. And you would cheat on your fucking wife? I hate an overly lustful man. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Bitch, she spilled the fucking water on her titties. First of all, okay. You see why I'm pissed off? She has her titties out. I hate men. I literally fucking hate men. Are you kidding me? To look at her fucking titties? Do you want me to fucking kill you myself, you piece of shit? Titties out, big ass titties. Congratulations. I mean, but excuse me, sir. You're fucking married. You have a fucking wife and a daughter, dude. This is the kind of behavior I can't fucking stand. I hate men. And then, oh, I smell the shit on my titties. I smell the shit on my titties. How do you end up on your fucking knees? Dick right here. Dick right here. How do you end up there? Oh my God. Oh, well, shit, I didn't even read this. Let's read it together. She's crying. I'm gonna scream. Oh my God. In real time. If he, I don't know if I can read this. I know things are going to be okay. I don't know if I can. I'm so absolutely disgusted. Okay, I'm going to give it some more time, but I'm going to have to go upstairs and complain to Devin. Oh my God. I'm so pissed. God damn it. Dude, what the fuck? What the fuck, dude? What the fuck? Oh my fucking god. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. I'm freaking the fuck out. Okay. Holy shit. Okay, holy shit. All right. I'm sorry to be I'm sorry. This is fucking crazy. Things are happening so quickly. First of all, we don't even know where that fucker is. We don't even know where the fucking daddy is, piece of shit. The whole thing though is that like a fire started, but it was Kana who did it. Now it's the second prince. Bitch. Oh, God. But okay, so I will say this though. The person that she married in her first life is Argos. Okay. And he is an illegitimate son. You know, unless the crown prince dies, he has no like means to become the crown prince, right? Except like that's how it happens in the first life, is that he manipulates Rannette to help kill Pinberk. He double crosses her so that he can then, you know, do whatever the fuck. So he like ends up making her seem like she's a witch and did all this shit. But Kana is the one who shows up at the very, like, on the day that Rannette is in prison and she's about to be burned at the stake. And she's like, I'm the reason why all this stuff happened. But the thing that I was kind of confused about, and I guess we'll see, did Argos end up with Kana? I might have to go back and look at that. But he is the one that accidentally is setting a fire. So will the mom die? Oh, bitch. I'm freaking the fuck out. Someone get a fucking glass of water, please, for the love of God. Okay. Connie. All right, I'm sorry. Okay. I'm feeling out of breath. I'm sorry. I'm freaking the fuck out. Everything's going to be fine. I will report back later. Obviously, I didn't make it very far, though. I think I've only read like 3 episodes since the last time we talked. Getting it together. All right. Boom. Okay. This is such an interesting twist. Yeah, okay, so as everyone knows, I was very panicked, okay? And I will have made a point to put some text at the beginning of this. I am going to be just like going through fucking spoilers here. I'm sorry. I have to talk about this. Okay. So the whole thing is that in the first life, she was going to be married to Argos, right? In her first life, the fire happened, Kana started it. Or it started. Kana is the one who burned Rannette. So in the very beginning of the story, Rannette has a burn on her, like the left or right side of her face, and she lost her eye. And we find out that I have a feeling that the initial fire was started by Kana, and then what she says like on the day of the mother's funeral is, you know, Rannette is expressing like how sad she is, like she misses her mom. Oh girl, I didn't mean to knock you. And she's like, well, you know, if you sleep with a candle lit beside you, it'll be like your mom's there. First of all, I just lost my mom in a fire. Why would I feel connected to her by lighting a fire by my fucking face? But who am I? These are different times. So of course the bitch comes in and she knocks the fucking candle over, burns the shit out of her. Okay. And, you know, it's almost like Rannette, because of what's happened, right? She's lost her family. Kana's a bitch. I don't even understand the dynamic here. Did it, because the grandpa's still alive, but whatever. Maybe she killed the damn grandpa. Kana did. Anyway. So, yeah, Kana's a bitch. I don't remember where I was going with that, but yeah. Oh. So she's burning, she's missing an eye. I don't think that there were any prospects for Rannette, so that's why she kind of ended up with Argos. And Argos used her. I'm assuming that a lot of the stuff we're seeing of Argos is probably what he was going through back then, except, you know, he didn't have, like, the version of Rannette now is different than the version of Rannette that he met in the first life, right? Not to say that it's Rannette's fault, but, you know, the difference, the dynamic in them is like, obviously he's the crown, he's a prince, but he's an illegitimate child. So he's obviously looked down upon. He has his own insecurities. His mom was accused of being a witch. So he was very arrogant and nasty and selfish in his first life. And one thing about him was he always wanted to be like a painter. That he really liked the arts, and no one like encouraged him in that because like, oh, you're a prince, blah, blah. So now he's met Rannette and she doesn't treat him the way that all the other girls do. She's also not like enamored with him. So I think that is the change that's going to set Argos apart from the first life, right? So he ends up saving her from the fire that he unfortunately created. That sucks. That really sucks. But he ends up saving her. And, you know, because she thinks that she's going to die, she kind of lets slip, like, her real feelings towards him, but not, like, context, right? So he can see that she dislikes him, but he doesn't exactly know why. And he's like, I'm not going to let you die. All the while, this, like, evil presence is, like, calling to him, and it's like his mom. And now, bitch, now we're talking now, I'm wondering, is somebody doing something to him? Is this like a fucking curse or some shit? We're gonna have to delve into that. So in this second life, Renette is trying to be with a different brother, right? So instead of like putting her, you know, affection and whatever into Argos, she's with Pembroke, the guy who's actually the crown prince, the legitimate son. But we're seeing an ugly side to Pembroke. And I think that this will be the change. Dude, oh my God, dude, I love spoilers. I want to spoil this for myself so fucking bad. I can't help it. This is probably one of the toughest ones I've read, because I actually think that Pembroke might not be the male lead. What if Argos will still be the male lead in the end? Because the only reason why Renette was saved from the fire is because Argos went back in. Everybody thought like, oh, she must have got out. We just don't know where she is. No, she went searching for her mom because she doesn't want the same thing to happen. She doesn't want her mom to die. Also, where's the fucking daddy? Because he's the one who took the bitch to the convent. You know, he's having sex with her. Disgusting. Men are disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. I hate him. And he had a break from my mind too, because I've been so consumed with this. But now that I'm thinking about it, I can't stand the daddy. Fuck him. And if he dies, I actually wouldn't care. Anyway. So, yeah. So when they realize that she is still in there, only one brother goes in running after her. Not Pembroke. It's Argos. So Argos is now like really trying to, like, he's drawing her. He seems to really want to know her. And I think that he's going to be redeemed. And like the worst part is, okay, bitch, look, he's looking a little evil. Not good. And I really love Webtoon because you're going to hit me with some comments later and I'm excited for that. But I'm thinking that, oh, fuck, I'm going to do it. I'm sorry. I can't. I got to look at these damn thumbnails. Who does she end up with? Bro. There comes Kana, that bitch. Oh, man. Oh, my God. Oh, fuck. Okay. If you want to know something about me, I don't mind spoilers. And because I get anxious about, like, obviously, not knowing, the way I'm not anxious when I read this, or like this, like, I'm not anxious when I read books like this. Obviously, I get excited and I'm like, oh my God, what's going to happen? It's something about these. I'm sick to my stomach and I'm loving it. I'm hating it too. But I don't know. Maybe because this trope in particular, I love this trope. I love a reborn story. And I love a woman getting her revenge. But this may be something that really, like, shocks me. Like, I think that I'm going to be so shocked by this. And she might go to the tap. Who knows, girl? She might end up at the tap before you can't kill me. Who knows? But yeah, okay. Enough, Connie. Get back into it. All right, I will see you guys in a second. Bitch, we're playing chess, not checkers, ho. Y'all know how I get. Okay. So, oh, fuck. Slow down. Okay. So, the Prince, Pembroke, we don't like him now. At least I don't think I like him. He is very jealous. Like, he about strangled the manga. Like, he wants to kill him. He does not like him. He's really not a good person like we were led to believe initially, right? Or at least when it comes to Renette, he's not. But I also think he's never liked Argos. He doesn't have any expectation of him. So when he does bad things and he behaves badly, he doesn't care. He's just like, fuck him. Okay. So, Penberk offers Renette's grandpa, because the fucking house was burned down. He's like, you know what? Selfishly, mind you, I'll take Renette. How about I take Renette to the Capitol? The granddad's like, what the fuck is going on? Leave us destitute. So the grandpa says something to Renette, and at this point, the dad is back. Okay, the dad has come back, smelling like that cheap hoe. I said it. Kana's a cheap ass bitch, and I don't like her. Okay, now I don't mind you. If a man is weak, then a man is weak. That's not your fault. But she's plotting on people, and she's nasty and conniving, and she's dark side, and I don't like that shit. Okay. And he's a lustful, slutty man sleeping with a woman who is his daughter's fucking age, damn near. Disgusting. Death to him. I don't care. I said it. Death to the daddy. Death to the daddy. Leave it all to the mom and the grandpa and Renette. And fuck you, sir. Boom. We're moving on. So the dad's back. Renette, dude, she is so fucking badass. I love her. So obviously she knows that he's sleeping with her, or that he did not drop her off at the convent. So she knows that now. He has her in like a side home. Excuse me. Why isn't your family in the side home? By the way, y'all living in somebody else's fucking house. Girl, he didn't even rush to come save anybody when he heard that the fire had broken out. Pissed me off. So she's dropping hints to her dad to let him know, bitch, I see what the fuck is going on. He approaches her to tell her about what the prince offered. And she's like, no, I couldn't possibly do that. Because obviously, like, her thing is, I can't go to the Capitol when I know that Kana is doing this. Like, she's going to have her plan work if I leave. And I mean, at the very least, if I stay here, I might be able to protect my mom. Good for you. And she's like, oh no, I couldn't possibly do that. I had a dream. And then again, she says something that makes her dad think, oh shit, I think she knows. I have to be careful. So he goes to see Kana. Obviously, she's acting like a damn fool. He's only with her. But guess who shows up? Pisco. So Pisco is the guy, or Adam. Is his name Is his last name Pisco, or is his first name Adam? I don't know. But he's like a dude who, he's into some unsavory things, right? And he's friends with Kana. And he's kind of like exposed her true colors a little bit. He's working with Renette to kind of like uncover stuff. He knows what's going on, even though Renette hasn't really like exposed everything, right? So he shows up. Kana freaks out. She gives him something to keep him quiet, but he asks for something that's in the house. So when he goes to see Renette, he gives her a clock from that house that she shouldn't have. So when the dad comes back, he will be shocked. But it's even better because the dynamic is, oh, well, Pisco's her lover. And she gave that to him to, blah, blah, blah. It is so good. Like, the thing that scares me, though, is I'm still only on episode 21. I mean, oh, God. Oh, God, what do you mean? Oh, fuck. Don't do it. Oh, God. Hold on. Oh, fuck, hold on. Is that earlier? Okay. Ooh. Connie, calm down. Okay. I'm gonna be sick. Look how evil she is. The thing is that she's so conniving. It's scary. I'm actually scared of this fictional character. She frightens me. But she is diabolical. But I'm on episode 21. There's how many episodes in here? 60? 65. Okay, so there is actually a good chance I can finish this before 10 o'clock. No, I can't. It's 8. God, I have to stop taking breaks. Anyway, I should stop talking. Anyway, it's good. It's good. I'm really enjoying this, but I need to fucking lock in. Connie, no more of this. I haven't even washed the hair dye out of my hair. That will not be happening until it's time to go to bed. We're letting this thing cook and marinate. Okay. I am not talking to, I'm going to. I know I am, but I'm going to plan really not to talk to you guys until the shit is over. Wish me luck. Okay, fuck. Okay, I know I said I wasn't fixing to talk to y'all again, but dude, we had a time skip. I love a time skip. You're really about to be my fave, bitch. I really think this is going to be one of my fave things I've read, like, in the month of May. I should do that. I should do, oh, that's such a good idea. Ooh, I should rank all the manhwa I read in, bitch. Then there we have it. Idea for a video. I think this is going to be, look, we'll see what happens. You can't kill me. It's going to be hard to beat that one. I mean, I went through so many emotions. Okay, that was such a good freaking story. But this one, people are dying in this. Okay, we're talking about people are dead. All right. The fucking, did I even tell you on that? I'm just so all over the place. So, girl, yeah, okay, I didn't tell you. So, Kana is evil. All right, I think the last thing I said was the dad sees the clock. He hears what Renette says, which is like, oh, well, I heard that Renette gave this to, or his lover gave it to him, blah, blah, blah. So instantly the dad is angry. He goes to the house. Of course, everybody is underestimating Kana. She is evil. I don't think I've read as evil of a villain as her in a long... I'm going to be honest with you. She may be more evil than... Oh, fuck. I don't remember her name. But the lost daughter in... The villainess one. Shit. Now I can't... I'll put the picture up. She may be more evil than her. And that's not even really her. Because that girl... So, yeah. So he confronts her. She beats him over the head with that fucking clock. And then she kills the damn maid. And she's like, okay, well, I know who gave him the clock. So she uses his blood to write a P, with his dead finger. She steals stuff and then she runs away. So, like, Kana has essentially gotten away with this. But she's been sleeping with every damn body. She was sleeping with the damn constable, okay? So her plan, she feels like it works. And it kind of does. The Baron doesn't die. So Renette's dad doesn't die. But he's suffered a traumatic brain injury at this point, unfortunately. So I don't even know if he's still alive 2 years from now, but he's like, he can hear, but he is paralyzed and he can't really see. So he is just kind of there, unfortunately, but not quite unfortunately, because apparently the mom knew, and the mom, she was sticking with him and needles, girl. And you know what? I don't feel bad for him. I hope you felt it, because you're a fucking bitch. Because in the end, Renette is like, she's thinking, I tried to keep them away from each other. She did not want her father to do that. And he still did it. All it took was water on the titties and her rubbing his inner thigh. Are you serious? Slutty, disgusting, lustful man. So, yeah, dad, Lord have mercy. She almost gets away with, Kana almost gets away with pinning it on Pisco. And Pisco, so there's like 3 guys who love Renette, and I'm loving that. I'm loving the fact that she's got 3 people. She's in a love triangle almost. Okay, gotta remember. Okay. Oh shit, I gotta hurry up. So, she has these 3 guys who like her. All right, you have the Crown Prince, Pinbark. You have the Prince, Argos, and then you have You have Pisco Adam. And he's getting beat up by the constable. The constable doesn't want it to be Kana. And I don't even think he cares if it's Kana at this point, because that's the bitch he's fucking on. Slut. Hate this man. Slutty ass man everywhere. He breaks free. He confronts her, Pisco, and he's like, I just want you to know, like, I'm leaving. I'm going to aspire to bigger, better things. Because, his mentality has been like, you shouldn't dream above your station. And that's what he says to Kana. But he's like, you know what? I shouldn't have to live like that. So 2 years pass. She does end up going to the capital. Kind of begrudgingly, because clearly the Crown Prince is like trying to orchestrate this. But she's like, I'm not going to go for that reason. I'm going to go and I'm going to study business. I'm going to make the business that my grandfather and my father built with the mines and stuff. I'm going to get things back to where it was and then make it better. But Kana is still out there somewhere. So Renette, she's successful. She's kind of being recognized at this point. And then who shows up? Kana, okay? And she's somebody's fucking fake ass daughter. These men are disgusting. And you know what? Am I even mad at Kana? All it takes is a little bit of cleavage and these men are just folding. So, I mean, like, she's evil, but these men are disgusting. So, you know, he's parading her around like his fucking daughter and bitch. Anyway, weird ass fucking shit. Anyway, so Kana ends up getting confronted about the fact that she's not Diana Urgretz. Argo shows up as soon as he sees Kana, and Renette and Kana are like face to face, but like she's still pretending that she's not Kana. He just calls her and is like, oh, what's Kana doing here? Amazing. Love the comments. Love the commentary on the webtoon. But yes, Kana acts fast though. She pays someone to have her kidnapped and basically killed, or at least like she doesn't care if she's killed. But guess who saves her? Pisco. But he goes by Reagan now, and like the night that he spoke to her when he broke out of prison, he asked her what her favorite book was. He read that book, and he's now assumed the name of her favorite character, the male lead in that book. So I'm really interested to see who she ends up with. I don't think that she wants to be with Penberg. I don't think she wants to be with any man. I think she probably has seen the dynamic between her parents. She knew that her father is a disgusting man whore. She saw how sad and upset it made her mother. She obviously can think back to her past life and like, okay, loving a man, like, was it even worth it because he betrayed me? I think that she is going to, this will seal it. If she doesn't end up with anybody, this might overtake. This might. But if it doesn't, that's okay. This is going so well that, I mean, so many people are dying left and right, girl. I don't want anybody to die that I really like. I don't want the grandpa to die. I don't want a maid to die. Obviously not Renette. Argos, you're growing on me. And of course, Reagan now. Don't care for the crown prince. Anyway, we're keeping on going. I want to try so hard to finish this. Oh, fuck. Okay. It's okay. We can do this. I've got this. Welcome back, everybody. Okay, so today is Friday. I'm in between conference calls right now, so I've got like 30 minutes, and I figured, you know what? I have the time. Let me go ahead and get my monitor set up for my like work desk. Now, you guys won't see the original clips that I made from like a week or two ago. I'm just scrapping that. It's the kind of stuff that I was mentioning about how like we're starting over new with this one because it just got to be too much and I was losing clips and stuff. But I bought a Pixio pink monitor. I'll put the picture up, but obviously I'll show you everything. I have a monitor arm, which Devin finally helped me figure out how to use. I could not figure out how to mess with it, articulate it, and like put it on my desk, but I finally got it. So that's what we're doing for like the next 30 minutes. I just wanted to like let you guys know we'll be getting into the last bit of talking about what death taught me. I'm almost done. And I didn't end up finishing it last night. It went to buy or watch ads at like 9 o'clock. And I was like, you know what? Last time when I was reading, whatever freaking one I was just last reading, I'll put the picture up. I had like 10 episodes left. I said, you know what? I'll just watch the ad. This time I just went ahead and bought it. It was discounted too. And I was like, this is like a favorite. This is going crazy good. So I want to be able to, you always have the ability to read these, even if they go to watch ad or pay. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy this one because I think I would like to reread this again. It was so good. So we'll talk about that when I'm finally done. I think I'm in the 40s now, maybe in the 50s. I can't remember off the top of my head how many episodes there are, but it's like in the 60s, I think. If not the 60s, in the 70s. It's not super long, but it's going really good. So we'll talk about that after. I'm gonna take this hoodie off because it's fucking hot. And I'm gonna show you guys what's going on. We're gonna do a little bit of a field trip. So I'll see you guys in a second. All right, so this is the monitor. I know it's on the back, but I have the, what is this? It's called the Vega or Vesa. I have the Vesa adapter, so that's so it can be on the arm. I'm going to keep like the legs and everything for myself for later if I decide I want to do something different. But I've installed this part. So now I'll show you what the arm looks like. Okay. So this is, oh, and Devin got me this Esda figure. I'm so happy. She looks amazing. Gorgeous. Okay, back on track. So I got this desk. I didn't end up showing you guys me setting it up. Maybe I'll insert a little bit like towards the side or something, but I put this together at the end of April. It's really cool. It adjusts so it can be standing. I have it set in a nice, I think I have it set at a nice like height, a little bit taller than my personal desk. But if I decide that I want to stand and do work, I can. I also installed this. I was really excited about this. Oh, girl. Okay, so I also installed the keyboard thing. So this did not come with it. And I'll put like all the like links and stuff, or like if you want to buy it and the prices and things. This is an old keyboard I had from like a few years ago. I wasn't using it with my company laptop, but now like I think I will be, since I'm going to have the extra monitor as well. But yeah, so here's the arm. We're going to figure this out together. I think I can do this. I don't think it'll be that difficult. I just know that, you know, anything is possible. But I was really happy about this. Yeah, very, very cute. She can build stuff. Yes, she can. But yeah, so this is the desk. It has wheels. So if I decided that I wanted to like be in my living room instead of in my office, that's why I went with this one, especially for the fact that it can adjust. The monitor is not that heavy, so I actually don't think that adding it will add too much extra weight for me to be able to like move it from room to room. The wheels kind of suck, but I mean, what do you expect? You know, this wasn't like the most expensive fucking oh, that's right. This one keeps like popping down. I hate that about wheels when the lock goes down. I know I didn't fucking do that. Okay, good. Here we go. So yes, she looks good. She moves. I don't think the addition of the monitor will make it too hard to adjust this up and down because it's manual, not mechanical. I don't even think I could add that. But who cares? It looks good. We're gonna figure it out, and I will show you guys in a second like what it all ends up looking like. Holy freaking crap! I did it. I can't believe it. This was not as hard as I thought it was going to be. It was not easy though. But wow, okay, I'm really proud of this. Now we still just got to see if it works. I didn't really check for, I might have to wait for Devin for that. I need to check if there's any like dead pixels or anything, but I'm really liking the way this looks. This looks so good to me. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying what I'm seeing here. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. But yeah, so this isn't terrible cable management. I might ask Devin to help me with that a little bit because I'm not sure if that looks good. But yeah, she's secure. I love the white and the pink. It's perfect. Like I was thinking like, oh, maybe I might need to return this, but no, this ended up working out really well. Once I finally figured out like how to move the arm, now it's not going to be such a big deal to have the laptop here. So obviously this setup on my personal desk works out really well. I mean, I do all of my editing on my monitor. Or I do all of my editing on my actual MacBook. And then I put things to the side. You guys have seen me edit a little bit. Like I have my downloads and then my special folder that's like for the vlog stuff. If I have to look up anything like a meme or a GIF or something, like it goes pretty well. So it's not going to be exactly like that because I wanted this to be in this situation. But I think it'll be fine. If they end up giving me the same computer that I had last time, it's fine. It shouldn't get in the way. And who knows, maybe I will end up using this bigger monitor and just keep my laptop mostly closed. We'll see. We'll see how I like it. But a little bit later today, I'll ask Devin to help me. He brought down his gaming laptop that he doesn't use. So we'll test everything out. But so far, I'm really liking this. It didn't add too much extra weight, so I'm really, really happy. But like, I'll update you guys a little bit later if everything is successful. I'm going to do one more interview, and then I'm done for the day. I'm extremely hungry. I haven't eaten since like 10 in the morning, and it's 3. So there you have it. I'm out of it. All right. I will see you guys very, very soon. Welcome back, everybody. We've finished What Death Taught Me, and I will definitely say that's 10 out of 10. I really, really, really liked this. I definitely could see myself rereading this, and I've never read anything. This is my first time reading something that has a third male love interest. Okay, so moving forward, all right, starting right after I finish, this sentence, we're doing spoilers. We're getting right into it, okay? And I'm fixing to tell you everything that I already haven't told you, right? I might repeat myself, but there's a lot of new information, and it was really good. So, third male love interest. I've never seen anything like that before, and the fact that she technically ends up with a third male love interest. I've not read anything like that before, so I would like to read more like that, because that is like a fun third option that I didn't know was actually possible. But I'm adding that to the things I would want to put in my comic, manhwa, whatever, because I like the sound of that. I really do. So, in her first life, the man she ends up marrying, and then she is deceived by him and betrayed, is Prince Argos. He's the illegitimate son, never going to be the king when the king dies type of dude, type of son. Pembroke, in the first life, he uses Rant to kill Pembroke. So part of this is also Rant feeling extremely guilty that she allowed herself to be so blinded by love that she helped kill, she helped kill a man, right? So in a way, she's trying to get her revenge on Argos, but in a way, she's also trying to atone for the fact that she helped kill Pembroke. Obviously, he doesn't fucking know this shit, but it's obvious that it's like, okay, when we see Pisco Adam, I hate that name. I'm actually going to just call him Reagan. I'm going to call him Reagan from now on, because I don't like the name Pisco. I really don't. I really, really, really don't. There's not an accent on it to make it sound a little bit something else, like a, ooh, I didn't mean to shake y'all, like a Pisco or something. We don't have that. So it's Reagan, the identity he assumes in the time skip. So, Reagan is there, but what I've always read in the past or before is if there's that third person, and they're connected to the main villainess, you know what I'm saying? Or the main villain, they kind of hover. Sometimes they might get punished alongside the bad guy. Sometimes they want something to just exist there. But the fact that he was actually a love interest, and in the end, the ending, this is it. If you really don't want to know, 10 seconds ahead, I guess. They end up together. There's another time skip, but they end up together, and I loved it. And that's definitely why it's a 10 out of 10. So, yes, the fact that there's this third male love interest, and that relationship seems to grow. And you could just see in the comments on the Webtoon app, it was just I was liking so many of them. They were so funny. But yeah, in the beginning, especially before the time skip, it's so obvious that she's going to get her revenge on Argos, even though you do kind of start to feel bad for him, but she's going to be with Pembroke. No! And that's really exciting. So I think the last thing I mentioned last night was the time skip, possibly. So we jump 2 years in the future. She's going to college. Part of this revenge and her second life is that she's also going to make sure that her family is set. She's the daughter of a baron, so not the highest in high society, within a kingdom. And she definitely wants them to do well. It's not even that she wants to be a princess by any means, but get what you want. Because she also knows in the future, from her first life, that the mines that her family owns will strike gold soon. So she's got to like develop the minds correctly, make sure her, I mean, and she's a good boss. I really like her. She really turns things around. She's much better than the father. So yes, she has the success, she graduates, and then we see the introduction of Kana again. Kana being the girl in her first life who orchestrates Rannette dying and her parents dying and all this fucking chaos. And she is under a new identity because a lord or whatever of a different kingdom found her like washed up on the beach, and of course titties out, tears flowing. Luckily this guy adopts her as a daughter and doesn't fuck her. I was really at least happy about that. Because like, why, sir? Why to any of the sirs who've done this is just beyond me. And, you know, he presents her as his daughter. And I remember mentioning that Argos is the one who like saunters up 2 years later. He's like, Kana! Very funny. Such a funny scene. I loved every second of it. But, you know, from there, the ball keeps rolling. Things get tense at times. I sometimes really think that Rannette is fixing to get fucked. But as these often do, everything ends up being okay. And I just needed to calm down. But, oh, God. Oh, it's just so amazing. So, the thing I liked about this is that even though she's trying, like Rannette is trying so hard to, look, she did not expect the Tanners to die. The Tanners are the couple that brought in Kana in the very first, not the first life, but in like the first part of the reincarnation. So instead of Rannette allowing Kana to be in her house and seduce her dad, she was like, oh, well, you know what? The couples that are considered the Tanners or whatever, is their name the Tanners, or are they because they tan leather? That I don't know. It could be both. You never know. But she's like, oh, they need work. They need help. We should let her do that. So, you know, that's when Kana's like, I'm not meant to do this. I'm not meant to be in this situation. So she's like, I'm going to kill everybody. And she, 2 bodies right off the bat. So Rannette feels so bad about that. Like, she never would have wanted that to happen. But like, she gives her father, she tries, and her dad still fucks up. And all it took was a titty and a thigh grab. Sickening. And the shit he put his wife through. I mean, in the end, she got her revenge, dude. She was cutting up on his body while he laid there and he could feel everything, but he can't move. And then she got to fuck up Kana. That was really awesome. But okay, getting sidetracked. Yeah, I like the fact that Rannette really tries, but there's just some things that that's just their nature, right? But that's not exactly true of Argos, which I actually like that he got a redemption arc, and so did Penberk. So like the thing with Argos is that he was obviously abused by his mom, the woman who ends up, she was like the second wife or the mistress, I'm not sure, of the king. And she was accused of being a witch. And it's because like she was plotting stuff and she was trying to get her son to kill Penberk. So she was obviously abusing him in some way. And I think also having to see her die in front of him really, really fucked with him. And it's not like anybody liked him, right? He's the illegitimate son. He's the second son. Nobody cares for him. And your wife's a witch, you know, not doing good. So he is always in his head hearing these voices of his mom, but it's not until the second time around with Rannette that things aren't quite the same. You know, she despises him, even though she has to not really show that. You know, she's actively trying to work on being with the first prince to not have to deal with Argos. And typically what you would see is like, that's the dynamic, right? Even in You Can't Kill Me, The Bride of the Black Wolf, she doesn't want to be with Hyojo, but so she's with Huita, but Hyojo is always trying to fuck something up, you know what I mean? And in this, it's kind of like that, but it's not successful because Argos is not the same person as he was in her first life. And I actually like the fact that he got a redemption, even though he fucked up a lot. Like, he would, you know, take 10 steps back sometimes. It was never as volatile and nasty as it was in the first life. And in the end, he isn't the king, isn't the prince anymore. I think he does. I'm not really sure about like what his life is technically, but this woman who was in the tavern who had a crush on Reagan at the time, ends up having to help Argos like 2 times when he's outside with no coat on. And eventually she just brings him home like a puppy. And it's like, I think he finally gets to be with someone. And it seems as though he's with this woman. Her name is Cassian. He gets to draw. He draws her. That's his muse. He has a level of kindness and care now. And I think it really, I mean, for the unfortunate lives that got lost because of like something Rant changed, she really ended up saving someone from being a terrible person. And even though she would never forgive him, I think it was still worth it, because him finding out, like, eventually, like, the 3 main male players in here know that she was reborn. And when it's exposed to him that, like, oh, I killed her, like, it really deeply affects him. And I really liked that, because okay, character growth. Then you have Penberk, who he's slowly turning into a fucking demon and, you know, trying to force the situation and make Rant marry him, even though she's like, I used you and I really don't feel good about that, but I also don't want to do this with you. You know what I mean? And at first he's like so shitty and you're like, I think he's going to kill her. But in the end, he doesn't. And he's like, you know what? I think I'll always love you. And, you know, I wish that things could have been different, but if what is going to truly make you happy is to not be here, then... And he ends up married to someone else with a baby. And he, obviously we don't see too much about him. We just see him holding a child. It seems like he's probably better and he's not going to allow himself to behave that way. And then of course you have Reagan, who, you know, through so much of the story is talking about how, you know, oh, well, people need to know their place. Kana, you're trying to do too much. You should just be happy with where you are. And there's nothing for me and Rant to be, you know, I am this and she is that. But he eventually like rises in the ranks. He ends up, so funny, like Duke Urgetz, the Egretz, who adopts Kana and she changes her name to Diana. He ends up abandoning her, and he, through a deal, has Reagan be his child. You know, I don't know how these people are adopting people left, right, and center, but that's going on, and it's crazy. You're just picking people up off the street, apparently. Grown adults, mind you. These aren't kids. These are like grown. I just want, will you be my father? Okay. Alrighty. I'm not sure what the man gets out of it, but whatever. You know, he aspires to be more than just a street rat, you know, like I think that's how he views himself in the beginning, but he ends up being a dude. He, like that dude, if you know what I mean. And bitch, then they do a time skip. You think, oh my God, they're not going to be together. She's just going to be alone. No, they find each other. And the thing that made me want to cry is that, you know, I think I mentioned so the night that Kana hurt Rant's dad, the constable who was fucking on her brings in Reagan instead, trying to pin it on him. And he ends up beating his ass, unfortunately, but he gets out and he goes and he sees Rant and he's like, what's your favorite book? She tells him, and it's this beautiful love story. And, you know, the first time that she confesses her feelings to him, you know, she's like, she basically quotes the book and she's like, I want to wander aimlessly with you with a crown of flowers, you know, and it's just like this love story between these two young people. And in the end, he still finds her and he is like, I'm here. I want to be with you. I want us to be together. And they get to have their moment in the, you know, walking through the flower fields with the crown of flowers on her head, and they have a kiss, and it's just so beautiful. That was unbelievably, that was like such a beautiful ending. I think that's been, okay, so not compared to, You Can't Kill Me, because that one really, really fucked me up. But I think of all the ones I've read, besides that one, that ending I think I like the most, because it's like, oh my God, you had me scared there for a second. I didn't know. You got me. You got me. So good. But let's talk about Kana's bitch ass. And she really got a real bad ending. Okay, so yeah, she never changes. She adapts really well, and she's very sneaky and conniving. But she keeps finding ways to kind of get out of it. Basically, the horniness of men. It's very easy, apparently, to just like get out of accountability or being accountable because you have your look. She's got some real nice bosom there. I assume bountiful breasts that are enchanting these men left and right. Okay, she's got these big doe eyes. She knows how to touch on somebody. But damn, stand up, girl. You don't need to do that. But fuck the men. Fuck the men for taking advantage of her, because the dad, that Kana was his daughter's age. You're disgusting and filthy, and you deserve to feel like shit. So, what happens next? Oh yeah, so for Kana, she really thinks that she is so fucking smart, but Rinette is just always going to be 10 steps ahead of you. Obviously, she's lived this life before. She knows what your tricks are going to be. But man, did she get close to really fucking scaring me a bunch of times. Like, she was really scary. And I thought she was going to kill again, to be honest with you. She could definitely get killed. So Rinette and Reagan work together to basically convince Duke Egret, hey, you don't want to keep Kana in your house. She's going to do nothing for you. She's just using you, and you get nothing in return. So Reagan shows up after a whole other situation on behalf of, on his own behalf, but on behalf of Rinette. And he's like, do this, and that will be the proof that you should believe me. So he basically, Duke Egret is like, Kana, it's time for you, Diana, it's time for you to get married. You know, you were told that this was going to be an expectation to this man. And she starts to beg and cry and whine, and you just can't do that. And that's exactly what Reagan said she was going to do. So that sealed her fate. It was already done. So they end up at Rinette's house. Everything's coming out. But then the mom shows up, and she is like, oh, what? You know, she's like, cannibals, yeah! I'm so glad you're here. So, oh my God, she gets to slapping on her, choking on her, and then puts like this poison. She has her consume this like poison. The same kind of poison that Kana gave the Tanners. And I mean, she really goes to town on her. Then the fucking crown prince hears everything because he showed up out of fucking nowhere. And yeah, she gets put in jail. She gets put in jail. And that thing comes back to haunt her. It comes back to haunt her. The look and the words that Rinette said to her, which is, I'm going to see you down on your fucking knees, bitch, and you're going to know your place. And she did. She did. She put her there. So she can't wiggle herself out. She gets in front of the fuckers. And while her trial is happening, there's some chaos going on in the palace. The princes are supposed to be there at the trial. Rinette's supposed to be there at the trial. She doesn't want to marry Penberg. She's trying to pit the brothers against each other because even though Argos is not as bad as he was, like, this is part of her revenge. She despises him and she hates him. So she's like, you're going to ruin I'm going to help you ruin yourself. You might die. You might get excommunicated or whatever the fuck. I don't care. So the brothers, they start to fighting each other, right? And that's when Penberg reveals to Argos, like, she lived before and you killed her. Oh my God. Oh my God. Well, of course, what does he do? He sets the bitch on fire. He already set somebody else's house on fire, so he sets the fucking house on fire. This is happening simultaneously as the trial. The thing is, though, is that the king, okay, he doesn't like blonde-haired, super pale, big-tittied white women, okay? Because that's what Argos's mom looked like. And everyone said she was a fucking witch. And Rinette is so smart that she made a point to get Kana and the king together, but to get her to dress like his ex-wife. So when they see fucking fire in the background and they hear about Penberg, she thinks she's getting away. No, he says, you're the reincarnation of my ex-wife! Boom, 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 it's time to die, girl! I mean, damn. I don't know if Renette really thought it was fixing to go like that, but she masterclass in revenge, okay? When I'm telling you the revenge was revenging like I've never seen before. I've not seen this level of revenge, okay? And I really liked, I'll take this marriage this time. That had a lot of good revenge going on. This one takes the cake so far of everything I've read. Oh, well, you know, To Whom It May Concern, that also was very good. Oh, that was good revenge. Best served cold. And this time it's served hot because someone was burned at the stake. So yeah, pretty dark. But yes, 10 out of 10. So good. Loved every second of it. Would read again. Would recommend 1,000 times over. We are going to end the video, but I'm going to end it by saying I did catch up on Jinx. I'll try to keep it short. What I can say is, this is a spoiler, but not really. It's over. This was the final episode. It is said, or no, next week is, wait, hold on. Because I was getting, hold on, everybody. Okay. Okay. Actually, the last episode of Jinx will be uploaded on the 3rd of June. So, forgive me, I almost said this was the last one. People are very mad that there's only one more episode left. I think if you reread it from the beginning, I wonder if that will change something in the way that you read it. And then people on Twitter they were like, what if technically this is shorter than like we were told because there is no Jinx anymore. So she's going to continue the story, you know, just with like something else. That would be so cute. Now, clearly I was wrong because I thought that they were going to see each other at the damn funeral. That didn't happen. So now we're going full kind of spoiler. Okay. So again, we're leaving off on the just go, get out of here. And Kim Dan, he's walking down the street, still in pain, shouldn't have been doing all this walking. Clearly should have called a cab. But he's ready to get his ass on the bus and go wherever he's going to go. And Jake Young stops him. He stops him right outside of the bus stop. He begs him not to leave. He says, I love you. You know, I'm sorry. Like, I don't deserve you, but I want to ask you to stay with me. And like this whole time that Kim Dan had left the apartment and was like wandering around the neighborhoods at the bus stop, he's just like reminded of all these moments that they have. All the moments that were not bad. Like, a lot of bad stuff happened. Jake Young did a lot of bad stuff. Like, he was an asshole. He was abusive. He was nasty. Like, he was so arrogant. Narcissistic, I guess. But there were times, from Kim Dan's perspective, girl, okay, I'm saying what Kim Dan's saying, that was not all bad. And Kim Dan had said, like, a few episodes ago, like, I chose to do this with you. And I could have stopped. Now, I would say there's a power dynamic there. So you may be the older one, but you were the one who was in debt. And you were the one who, like, desperately needed money because of your grandma or for your grandma. So, like, you consented to stuff, but, like, under duress, you know, under stress, like, but we're not talking about those things, okay? We're not addressing that. So we're moving on because that's what the characters do, okay? I'm not acting like it doesn't exist. It does exist, but the characters have moved on from that, okay? And he's just like, yeah, I love you too, bitch. Let's be together. And they get to kiss on each other, and we have the next episode at on the 3rd of June. So, yeah, people were disappointed. I get it. But I wonder, though, like, what if you read it from the beginning? You know what I mean? And I've been saying that, but now that it's going to be over, like, I should start it from the beginning and see, like, oh, okay, so now the slow burn love story, it's obviously going to move a little bit faster than once a week, you know what I'm saying? Oh, not even once a week, 3 times a month. So, you know, one less time than something else, but not the point. So, yeah, let's get into that, y'all. Let's restart it from the beginning, and let's give it our all, because, you know, I'm just loving it. Lastly, I haven't read it yet, but I am going to do it. I can't help myself. Now that I've started again, I can't stop. I'm getting back into Tears on a Withered Flower weekly. But it is what it is. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, but the people online who keep saying like, I'm so tired of Min shit. Why do they keep showing me Min Chol? I don't care. Girl, weren't we all wondering about the debt? Like, how did it end up in Jesus? Like, so I think it's interesting that it's like, yes, we see stuff about Min Chol, and I know that we want to see more Jesus. I mean, we want to see more Jesus and Taeha, because that's almost like cold nachos itself. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not totally hot, okay? And like, yeah, they fucking stuff, but like, yeah, it's kind of boring sometimes. Especially when we have to hear people talking about the past. I'm glad that we're in the past so I can actually fucking see it. And I'm not hearing someone's commentary on it. And I'm not even trying to complain. I'm just saying. There's a few things to, but like, I really, really like, I don't like Min Chol now. And I don't like what Min Chol does with the debt. Like, he basically, spoiler, from what I've seen, I haven't read it, but like, obviously I saw everything on Twitter and I don't mind that. When his friend who took Min Chol's money and fucked it up basically says whatever the fuck, Min Chol is like, okay, I'll still help you. But he puts that debt in Jesus' name. So he creates all of this bullshit, right? And girl, yeah. But I want to see stuff like that. I want to see how these things transpired, especially if we're going to keep getting it referenced all the fucking time. I want to see that, and I want to know what happened to that fucker who did the switcheroo, because at the end of the day, I do feel bad for Min Chol. I do feel bad that, you know, what it sounds like happened. I don't know that we like get it explicitly, but he left high school. We know that. He didn't take the entrance exams for university. But I think the big thing, and that what everyone's really like, that pissed people off, but I think he sold his family home. And that's where the money came from. He did work a lot, but a lot of people said he was really stupid. And I wonder if it was not just the school thing. It also was the family home thing. We don't know. But, you know, he and Jesus, they end up in, you know, this really shitty, like, basement apartment. But they still love each other, and they're still, like, struggling together, which is not exactly what he would wanted. But, you know, what the fuck? You know, she has the miscarriage, or they find out that she can't have a baby. It's just all this fun. It's just nothing good is happening. And when he feels like he gets the opportunity, like, I'm not going to blame someone for making that decision, even though it's the wrong one. It's like, you feel sorry for someone in that situation who would think, oh yeah, this makes, it doesn't. But they don't know better. Like, I saw some people are like, he was going to go to college. It's like, yeah, well, people make bad decisions all the damn time, whether you have a college degree or not. That means absolutely nothing. So I just think when you get caught up in stuff, and I do think that I hate the fact that he did that Jesus, but it's like, everything before that, it is sincere. He really does want to provide better for Jesus. And sadly, he ends up turning into the person that he said he wanted to save her from. And again, I do think that part of the reason why we see past Min Chol is to also explain, like, this is why Jesus stayed. Granted, it's no one's, if you're in an abusive relationship, you are not responsible for the fact, like, for you getting, like, beat up because you stay. Like, you're in an abusive relationship. Those are not easy to leave. She stayed with him up until that point, and even though he changed, it was the memory of the way he used to be that kind of sustained her through all of what came next. And I think that it's good to see, like, hey, Min Chol wasn't always this person. Do I think that he'll be redeemed in the end? I don't know. You know, the thing is that Taeha, as he's been pulling strings, part of the strings that he was just trying to pull is, like, trying to give him the opportunity to be a good person. Like, he didn't make something happen with Min Chol and Ari. He did that. And he's like, you could have just gotten this job and been respectful and learned to be good to your wife or your ex-wife or whatever, you know, the woman that wants to still marry you. You could have changed things, but you didn't. So now I'm fixing to beat your ass, okay? And Taeha, I mean, that's what's happening now. Like, he's really not playing. He's never, ever, ever playing about Jesus, okay? And we love that. We love that. But at the end of the day, I can understand why, you know, it's sad, but I understand why Jesus was sitting there breaking down when she just desperately wanted Min-chul to be the person that he used to be. Because it's not like he was in her life from the beginning as a piece of shit. It seems, I think they have far more years being happy, even if it was a struggle, than they have being miserable. If that makes sense. You know what I mean? I don't know. Also, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but someone had pointed out that this is only like happening within 6 months. If that's true, that also is why this is disorienting, because it's like, it's only been 6 months. It feels like it's been a longer time than that. And 6 months is long, but girl, the timeline is like, it feels like it's going like molasses, but at the end of the day, I'm still here and I'm going to finish it because I'm going to read this episode and maybe I'll let it marinate again. Maybe I'm going to let it marinate again because like week to week, it can get so difficult. You know what I mean? It really, really can, but we're in the hundreds now. We should be close to the end. I don't know. But who knows? This might be 200 episodes. You never know. Oh, I did read some stuff on NetGalley. Let me go over that really quick. We're not gonna go like too much into it. Oh, I forgot. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay. I just saw that I got approved for something that I just put on my wish list on Amazon and forgot. Okay, so I got Cheese Sweet France. This is a really, really cute manga. It's just about like the life of a little cat. And she's adorable, or it's adorable. It's a cute little kitty living its life with its family that it loves, and the family is just trying to make sure that she is happy. We love that. Then I got into Dragon Circus Zero. I would definitely like to continue this. This was very interesting. Categories are new adult, sci-fi, fantasy. Obviously, yes, I would agree. A sudden appearance of massive monsters known as dragons throws the world into chaos. The new United Nations, created as a response to that threat, puts together a team known as Dragon Slayers, including, among others, a vampire, an android, a witch, the animated remains of the legendary ogre Shuten Doji, and a little girl. Ace pilot Momo may still be in grade school, but she might have the skills to save humankind. Taught action, propulsive storytelling, and sly humor take this seinen action series to new heights and unexpected places. Very good. I'm very interested in this one and continuing on the series, so we will be continuing that. And then I didn't quite finish it, but I'm basically at the end. Voices in the Sea Foam. I actually bought this physically because I would like to continue. Well, not continue. It's a one shot, but I would read this again because it's mermaids. Oh my God. Or is it one volume? I don't know. We'll read the synopsis. Can true love break a curse that crosses lifetimes? Aito used to think he was an ordinary kid until the day he fell in love at first sight with a boy at school. Suddenly, memories of his previous life as a tragic little mermaid came flooding back, leaving him unable to speak or stand without agonizing pain. The terrifying ordeal made him swear off love entirely, but a fateful encounter with his charming college classmate Toru now threatens to shake his resolve and push him into dark waters that might drown him for good. Delicious. So far, so good. Like I said, I'm almost done with it, but I didn't quite finish it because I forgot about, what death taught me. So I was like, oh shit, I gotta read that. But yes, I think this was a great reading week. I'm actually glad I restarted this because I think this vlog, while it may be long, it won't be as long as it would have been if I would have done the clips from last time. Trust me, I think that one would have been almost 3 hours long, and that's just too much in. I love to hear the sound of my voice, but not that damn long, okay? Because it takes much longer than 3 hours to edit the damn thing. Trust me. So yeah, I hope you guys like this. We're coming up on like the end of my second week of this job. The third week still might be without a team, but when June comes, I'm going to get a team and I'm really nervous. So that is also why we're ending the vlog now, because I want to be able to pick it back up on Sunday. I don't have a lot going on. Monday and Tuesday are my days off. And then I'll try to sprinkle in some more reading with you guys, but it's going to start getting busier. I want to manage my time well, though. So will she, because I don't want to stop doing the thing that I love. I do love making money, but I like reading as well, and I like talking to y'all, so we're going to try to balance each other out. This will be interesting. And such a different dynamic than what I was doing before, and how I was able to, like, read and talk to you guys at the same time and, like, film in my car. Like, I can technically do that in my office, but, like, shit, I might be fucking busy. But regardless, thank you so much for watching my video. If you like the video, please like the video. If you like it, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow me on other social media. It's in the description box down below. And you have a good day. Goodbye.